Absolutely, and it does look like we have the game ready and underway for you, ladies and gentlemen. The first map is going to be Mirage. It's Illuminar up against X Smash here in the Group A decider matchup with the winning team advancing to those playoffs. And we have the pistol just underway for you. So looking like Illuminar starting on that CT side after winning out in their particular knife round situation there. And they're going to have to deal with a pretty early rush from the X-Smash side. Already have A side under their control. They're looking to try and get the bomb down though, and Fetish is going to be the first man to try and put a stop to things. He'll get 2 headshots before being put down, and now X-Smash have arrived in the game. Shox on just 1 HP, but the grenade does enough for a kill. He'll need to win the 1 versus 2 though to try and salvage this pistol.
Just having a couple tech issues on mine, so just give me a minute and I'll be back shortly.
Absolutely. Veggie and Innocent then going to be trying to close out the site. Shox has found the opening headshot though, and with this USPS, 1 bullet is all it takes, but he's got to get the positioning right. Now knows Innocent's location, and somehow he lands it through the box. The wallbang goes through, and on 1 HP, Shox saves the round.
What a phenomenal end to just pistol round, which Illuminar are going to at least get in their favor early on. And that's a positive start that really they will be looking towards. They came into this with quite a tough battle on train, and now a nice opening. Just 1 HP. I don't get how Shox is allowed to get even both of those players in the end. Just phenomenal. And CT, that feels like an angle you just expect to clear, but they just don't.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's able to come through in clutch at the end of the day. And thanks to those beautiful shots, he is going to have won that opening pistol for Illuminar. The CT economy on Mirage as of late as well, a bit of a tentative one. So making sure that you can start strong there, a really important thing to try and pull off on this map. You can see X-Smash though, they're not messing around whatsoever, bringing 4 AKs to the party and hoping that they can wrestle momentum back in their favor.
Well, Disco Doppelin for now wanted a little bit of control in apartments. They just went aggressive for now though. Shox spotted the attention from underpass, but still allowed that opening kill. So Snacks eliminated. An early advantage goes the way of Illuminar. Fresh off of that pistol victory. The AKs, I still feel they could certainly cause an issue. Innocence, for example, just working, looking in towards ladder room.
Indeed, now 4-on-5 situation for X-Smash to try and get something done. You can see them angling towards the B side of the map, but with such limited utility and bubble finding frags through the smoke, it just gets ever increasingly difficult for them to get something done now. With just 45 seconds left on the clock, they are going to be aggressing towards B, finding the frag towards window also, but there's still 2 players deep in the site ready to defend. Disco Doppelin will get the first, and there's 2 more left for X-Smash to try and find the way in, but they're being shut down so far.
Innocent really had to find a kill there. Reets, it's going to be a tough ask with his Galil. But 1-on-1 Angels might just give him a chance. 1 player towards the back of bench bubble. Let's see if he gets cleared out, but for now, it's slow. Reets just has to get some sort of information, and with 12 seconds left at this point, he had to make the play. Bubble the winner, Illuminar with a quick 2-0 start, and only 1 player lost means they can start to keep the money, build up the bank, and X-Smash for now, after that force bind, look towards the pistols.
Yes, indeed. They're going to have to take the hard eco, not able to break the way in there. And I'm just looking at the UI, actually, and I think that we might have some issues going on there. Illuminar actually on the T side by the looks of things, and X-Smash on the CT side, but we'll get that one resolved just as soon as possible for you. Just the pistols in this round then for the Polish guys to try and get some stuff done. They're going to have a look towards the A-bomb site this time, look to deploy their grenades, but the M4s, they should get enough work done to shut this one down. Big 3K from Shox to deny the pistols on the way in, and the rest of X-Smash, or Illuminar rather. Oh no, it is X-Smash on that defense. There we are. The updates come through, and it threw me a little bit, but we are actually in the right, and X-Smash, they have the round come through.
Illuminar, at least they've now got the money, and they do have the AKs to work with. They are 3-0 down. But now the Poles have a chance to maybe respond, and I feel an opening kill maybe towards middle could just give them a good opportunity going forward. X-Smash yet to really consider an AWP. Just going to keep the M4s, allow the money to build up. And they've also got an AK, at least on Disco Doppler. Like I said, mid-control now acquired. Innocent's looking for something, and Shocks just backs away. He might have found a timing, but for now plays a safe game.
Yeah, that CT side economy, you're still not quite safe at this point. As soon as the T's find the way to run over you, getting those full buys together can get incredibly difficult. So holding on to the rifles, ever so important for X-Smash as they just try and keep the advantage in their favor. Riaz is going to get taken down straight away by a beautiful headshot, rather. He's the one dealing the damage before being removed by Shocks on the defense. And ILLUMINAR, a little bit spread out on this attack, is the flank from Disco Doppler, and this actually could deal heavy amounts of damage here as he has the bomb under his control.
Oh, Bubble takes out Innocent. Two players left for ILLUMINAR if they want to try and make an impact, and Snacks really was going to be the man left to make the play, so it's down to Mavs, who does at least find an opening on Grooks, but a couple more to find, and the bomb also not quite in his hands. X-Smash could be allowed this one easily, but Mavs is being given a chance. He made that a little closer than it should have been. Shocks at least clears him up. That's an AK saved, and for X-Smash, an unbeaten start, 4-0 up. ILLUMINAR yet to find anything.
Yeah, a little bit of economic damage in the twilight of the round, but not enough to get anything on the scoreboard. And now the X-Smash side, they have an AWP available. It's in the hand of Fetish, who is likely to be taking it towards that window angle, hopefully utilizing it to great effect. Just dealing with some of these teasers. It's only 3 smokes and a flashbang for ILLUMINAR to try and get something done in this round.
Oh, Shocks of the mid play again. Looked for something, but doesn't quite get anything of interest. Snacks towards underpass just for now. Looks and clears from above. Again, utility sent in this direction means ILLUMINAR can't cleanly work with underpass from middle. And minimal utility also at this point left. 3 smokes. And for ILLUMINAR at this point, unless the smokes give them some sort of access, then the Angels are now going to have to be huge. Shocks pushed in, but Snacks just takes him out.
Indeed, he finds the opening frag. Trade's going hell for leather at the moment. Eventually, though, X-Smash look to recover in the 3-on-3 situation. Bomb still needs to be picked up by ILLUMINAR and taken over towards this B bomb site. Veggie finding a kill over towards A. That just makes it even more messy here for the defenders as they go for the rotation, but it's to the wrong end of the map.
Well, Mal still wants to look to maybe get something done over towards B. The bomb, in fact, be in this direction. A 2-on-3. ILLUMINAR at least have some advantage finally in Veggie if he does get this kill towards B or towards A. So it could have been something to really put a lot more pressure on that B defender. And Veggie, you know what? He wants to push this through the smoke. The bomb goes down. And the AWP, who's going to peek first? They're just holding. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's an absolute mess at the moment.
Oh, no.
He whips the shot. Fates, how has that happened? The AWP is taken out of his hands now as well, and Disco Doppler, the last alive on the CT rifles, wants to find something but is punished. ILLUMINAR, they finally pick up the first then with the bomb down. 3 players left alive. It's decent for their cash, but they haven't done enough yet to break the banks of the CT side. X-Smash, they've got the buy coming through, and they'll be looking to put a stop to any kind of T-side momentum here.
All on M4s. ILLUMINAR at least now have an AWP over on Snacks, and he doesn't quite have the best mid spawn, but still at least can look towards it early on. 3 players, in fact, for ILLUMINAR look towards middle. There are smokes, there are players again towards under, and the X-Smash again. They want to really fight for the mid control, but the AWP spotted, yeah. In fact, they find 2 kills pretty quickly. Veggie, another over towards A means for now X-Smash kind of get locked out. Shocks and Bubble now have to do a bit more work if they want to find victory.
Indeed. Well, Shocks has found the first on to Snacks at least, and with Innocent and Veggie so low, there is perhaps a brief little flash of hope here for the X-Smash side. They still have to gamble on a bomb site. It looks like they want to actively defend B at the moment, and ILLUMINAR, they haven't done anything other than keep mid control at this point in time. They're playing very passively on their executes and hoping that some kind of a rotation is going to come through and disrupt their play, but that is simply not the case. xMash playing passively, and there we are. Bubble will find the first. That brings it now into a 3-on-2. Shox, he's pushed out into mid and found another, and all of a sudden for ILLUMINAR, they have 12 HP between them to win this round.
This wasn't the plan. This wasn't the intention. ILLUMINAR just had the control right at the start, the two-man advantage, more or less. And now they've got to rush and really hope that the A site is their best option. And with Shox now rotating in, oh, they actually win that. Innocence, I didn't think he'd win that on such low HP. Now Bubble might have a chance to clutch this out. 2 players left. The 12 HP still remains on both of them. Neither tagged up. And given the fact that Innocence has now fallen away and is going to rotate towards ramp, and Veggie for now just has to hold.
Yeah, Bubble's got to play this one pixel perfect. That's the opening kill, but now there's an AWP hunting him down. Only 1 bullet would dispatch it from the round, but time, so much of a factor that clinical aggression has to be the key element for Bubble here. Still tapping that palm, but Innocent playing it ever so coolly. Eventually swings round, but the time is too late. The job has been done for ILLUMINAR, and despite losing all their players, they pick up their second round.
I feel as though xMash really shouldn't have been letting that happen. They cut that so close. ILLUMINAR, you wonder how they don't win that in the end. Bubble obviously found Mouse. xMash, they had that advantage, a 2-man advantage as well, and all of a sudden it just falls apart.
Yeah, indeed. Fall apart, definitely the operative word there is now. Bubble, he's got the AWP to hand to work with, but look at the rest of his side here. xMash struggling a little bit for the economy at the moment, and meanwhile, over on the T side, ILLUMINAR, they're going to be able to get a lot done here after that victory.
Yorp might be the first point of contact over towards middle. For now, though, xMash again, just gonna hope that this lead can be kept. Low start, another smoke, but Bubble again allowed to strike first. Reitz, he's the first to fall. xMash now have to keep the advantage. ILLUMINAR have to look for a kill back.
Indeed, with the USP supporting the AWP, Bubble has really got to be the playmaker, but they might just walk straight into him over on this B bomb site. It's just all about the timing. He's going to retreat back into market, and now xMash make their way out. He might not be in position to finally get things done. Spots the player at Van, but whiffs the opening shot. And how many more chances is he going to get? Reinforcements have arrived, but with just the pistols to hand, the sniper still hasn't found any impact, and it's time to save this weapon. I think he has to get away from the B bomb site now, as otherwise it's just going to be 5k down the drain. There it goes. Veggie takes him out, and Shox, he can't really do anything with this USP.
Now the money for xMash isn't looking too ideal at this point here. If Shox can retrieve the AWP, that would be a bonus. Got a couple of players just essentially trapping him in, and they know where he is now. The AWP was a pickup, but a deadly one. Mouse takes him out. And the Poles do find and secure 3 early on, 3 in a row. xMash's money, it's going to at least allow them M4s, but like we said, the AWP's missing. Crooks will have to have the M4.
Yeah, Bubble, he was able to save the AWP forward from that round that he wasn't able to clutch, but I think realistically he just overstays his welcome there on the B bomb site, right? After he whiffs his second shot, it's all about saving that gun for the next gun round, because it's just going to have so much impact in a round like this when your opponents have got the full guns, when they have AWPs of their own, because you're going to need that counter range.
The first point of contact, but Shox, in fact, will draw blood first. xMash get an advantage, and the flash is just so useful. Bubble even allowed a couple of kills, but I say a couple, only 1 kill gets found, so Innocence can trade out. ILLUMINAR might have access to the site. Smokes them away, but in fact, they want to back away. They maybe now look towards B.
Yeah, indeed. The contact does not go in their favor, as they've been kept out of this A bomb site. What they have done, though, is burn almost all of that CT utility. Just Disco Doppler with the smoke in his hands. 2 flashes left to support it, but it's going to be a straight 3-on-3 gunfight should they choose to execute onto A here. And realistically, some kind of magic has to be done on the entry.
That's Reeds, they now look to abide for something, but Reeds, in fact, is the man to find that opening. ILLUMINAR wanted an entry, they're not even allowed to get it, and with Reeds also fallen, it leaves Innocence in quite an unlikely 1-on-4 with 30 seconds to play. At least they bait him out. 1 kill converted is there, but 12 HP. This shouldn't be one that the ILLUMINAR player should win. So back out, save what you've got, and try and regroup going into the next round. I should have done enough. That should be them on 5.
Yeah, indeed. With 3 left alive as well, it'll be a bit of a breath of fresh air for that CT side economy. Very low at the moment for the X-Smash side, so any kind of a recovery that they can get their hands on, they will certainly be taking. Meanwhile, for ILLUMINAR, a little bit of a gamble if they do go for the full buy in this one. They can just about justify it here with Snacks picking up an AK of his own, but Veggie, he's going to have to drop down onto just the Deagle. Once again, no range to counter those CTAWPs, and perhaps they might not need it if they rely on another contact play towards the B bomb site, perhaps, but for the moment, it needs to really work out for ILLUMINAR. They need a tactical answer to their opponent's firepower.
Well, Feats actually backs away from middle with the York. Bubble, a nice idea to aggress into Palace as well. CT is now looking to be a little more hungry for that opening kill, and they've just got to be careful because it's not the perfect buy in the wild, and Innocence finding an M4 means that's ILLUMINAR with a quick advantage, and Bubble, he's going to be so keen aggressing in Palace. There could be 2 players at least on the other side of this wall.
4-on-5 situation. Things continue to get tense. ILLUMINAR with the advantage now. They look to press it. Shocks trying to take that mid control from short, but knows he can't overextend and get punished now. As Bubble on the flank has actually spotted out 1 player. Snacks moving into an angle as well that Shocks could punish. This could all fall apart for ILLUMINAR. Shocks will get 1, but Veggie will find Bubble on the flank, and that from Ritz should be the final nail in the coffin as it's all on Face to defend A.
Yorpa, you know he's got a chance, but needs to get the one-on-one Angels, needs to get the opportunity, and for now, has to play the safer option. Just hiding behind Ticket. There's the double peek. At least 1 kill was found, but Veggie wasn't the man to get the kill back. An easy bomb plant for ILLUMINAR. I mean, they could be on to 4, unless Disco Doppler has anything to say about this with his AK flash smoking kit.
Surely he doesn't go for this one. 3 players facing him down, and Ritz, the opener, goes his way. ILLUMINAR, they've picked up 4. They're looking to tie it up at 5-5, and slowly but surely they are grinding that CT money down, Louis. X-Smash, if they go for the buy here, it would certainly be a messy one, and I don't really know if they could compete. Taking the eco might be the smarter decision.
I think they just have to, right? Grooks, he's upgraded to at least a Deagle, and they'll have a bit of money, but as we just have a little tack pause from X-Smash's point of view, it will just give them a chance to really breathe and calm down, because ILLUMINAR, when they strike blood, they look deadly. They look like X-Smash just don't get given the opportunity to really trade out. And I think that's been one of their missing factors, really, defending mostly the A side. ILLUMINAR going forward at least have the AWP and the AKs.
Absolutely, and with that timeout, we have the opportunity to talk about Esports Millions. If you want to be a millionaire, Esports Millions is your first chance to win thousands of prizes, including 1 of 4 main gear gaming PCs, 3 esports bests of up to 1 million euros in prizing. It's completely free to enter. Just create a Unicorn account and predict 10 outcomes before each relog cup. Visit unicorn.io/esports millions or click the link in the bio. Looking back ahead into the game then, X-Smash going to be on that hard eco, just the pistols available, whereas ILLUMINAR, the key here is damage control. They don't want to lose the rifles that they have, and they don't want to lose the money they've built up.
I feel as though ILLUMINAR need to be careful just going forward here. These pistols could certainly cause a massive threat. 1 or 2 kills, and X-Smash will take it. Just playing slow. Innocence at least gets the time in to ensure Feats can't do too much going forward. Max also just watching apartments. It's looking as if ILLUMINAR want to head towards B, and that opener might just determine it. Grooks, he is alone towards A. X-Smash, one of their players grouped up towards B, Patalis.
Indeed, the pistols haven't been able to find much at the moment, but looking to change that is Disco Doppler, who can hear the players encroaching upon him. He'll find first with the Deagle, second, actually, as he looks to recover the rifles now. Shocks his USP, can't find any more damage, though, and Innocent with the recovery leaves it on to just Grux, who's found the first, but it'd have to be two very swift headshots indeed, with an AWP staring him down is all but impossible. Snacks removes him, 2 players alive for Illuminar as they tie up the scoreline. And X-Smash once again look to use the guns to their advantage.
Credit to Illuminar just in these later stages coming from 4-0 down to tie up this one. And ever since they've had the weapons, they've really looked a bit more of a concern. And for X-Smash, trade kills have been lacking and really not felt as if they've looked as crisp as maybe they would have done maybe 2-3 hours ago.
Yeah. That is definitely a factor. The fatigue, I think, setting in, and it's all about mental fortitude in games like this. You just have to hope that when you're in the high-pressure situation, when your place in the playoffs is on the line, that you're able to tap into that true competitive spirit and really show off your best potential. That's what's going to have to happen here up against Illuminar, because they themselves have fought for a long day, and they don't want to give it all up either.
2 players heading towards B. Mouse has the bomb. And Illuminar looks set to head and split, in fact, towards A. But Shocks' angle, it's very creative. It's very unique. Do they check it, though? In fact, no. Shocks gets the opener, but Reitz does at least trade out. And unless Reitz got that second kill, Illuminar might have had control. But this is where Grux now has to stand strong. X-Smash now looking likely to maybe lose the safe side.
Oh, Grux, he gets double peeked there. Innocent removes his head, and that leaves it in the 3-on-3. Snacked his AWP, chimes out as well, and they bail out of the A bomb site off of this decision. They've gone for the full fake, and they want to take things all the way over to the other side of the map. Is that going to be the right decision? You've got Disco Doppler waiting in the wings to put it stop to everything with this AWP.
They've made so much noise also that Disco Doppler completely knows what's going on. So a bit more work he has to do manually, but if he gets a chance, he might be able to hit something, but no shots connecting. Now Feats really has to step up with the AK. The bomb's gone down. The AWP, from Illuminar's point of view, just takes damage, but they're not peeking. X-Smash, they've got to make the move, and Feats has just got it.
He's found the first. They need 2 more, though, do Illuminar, to try and defend. Mouse has found the opener. Disco Doppler, and he can't survive, and Fates eventually punished for the attempt. Illuminar, they pull ahead at last. 6 rounds on the board now. Another hefty blow dealt to the X-Smash economy, who now just have to consider another pistol buy here on the CT side. And Illuminar, they might be taking control of this first half.
They've certainly taken control of at least the later stages. It could so easily be 7 unless X-Smash somehow achieve the unthinkable and win with pistols. A little bit of a stack towards underpass and connector. In fact, Innocence looks for at least something on the other side of that, but Shocks did the damage. Innocence for now not getting any opportunity, and nor is Mouse. So X-Smash, 1 or 2 kills out of this would be ideal. Let's see what they can do.
Well, there's the first. If they can get the second, that'll be a nice check to the economy. But Vegi's found his way into the A site, and his AK wants to put a stop to the rest of the damage. Fate still get another, and he might even be able to recover that rifle for himself. If they can save that one forward, that's a bonus, but never mind. This has become a winnable round. Bubbles headshot means that there are 2 AKs on the board. The grenade removes it, but Disco Doppler, has he recovered from the missed shots of the past? The Deagle finds its way back in, and Snacks now from Firebox is the only man who can defend things for Illuminar. AWP in hand, not the ideal weapon with the smoke down. He's up against 2 rifles in the close angle. It has to be perfect. He's just going to creep forward with the knife and start swinging. He puts the stop to Fates, and Disco Doppler, I'm not sure if he now has time. He hasn't got the kit available. He's looking to go for the defuse, and it's certainly going to come down to the wire. Snacks has just about done it with the knife.
I didn't think that knife was going to work out. It took him so long to really convert it, but X-Smash for an eco, they'll be really happy with what they achieved. Just so tilted. They probably didn't get it over the line with the defuse at the end. Snacks. Insane.
Yeah, just creeps straight on in there with the knife out. No AWP needed. And puts a stop to it at melee range. That calls us for another timeout. And ladies and gentlemen, that gives us an opportunity to talk about Unicorn. Did you know that Unicorn has the most CSGO betting options in the world? If you join them today, you could get 80 euros of bets from a 20 euro deposit. Bet on yourself in CSGO pubs, bet on pro teams, or get fresh esports matches 24/7, even when events are offline. Unicorn won Esports Bookmaker of the Year in 2019. Find out why today with your first 300% first deposit bonus using code RELOG. That's code RELOG, RELOG. And the timeout is over then. Momentum successfully broken up by X Smash, who look to go for the full buy on the CT side, but they are running out of rounds to win in this half, Louis.
Yeah, ILLUMINAR, they've had a strong little performance, at least in the latter stages. Grooks, for now, just chooses to be a little aggressive towards ramp. For now, though, it's a ILLUMINAR stack up again towards apartments and underpass. Done this before. It seemed to have worked out. Bubbles made in mid a little too early to really cause impact. And for now, Reeds will just look to push maybe forward.
Yes, indeed. T-side utility starting to be withered away at the moment as they have just 2 smokes left to rely on for an execute should Veggie not be isolated on his own here. Snacks just watching passively with the AWP. You can tell right now, ILLUMINAR, they don't want to be the players to give away the first mistake. They don't want to tick the advantage over to their opponents. Instead, they want to pray for some counter aggression and then explode in the last few seconds when those defenders are under pressure. They start creeping towards this B bomb site now, and X Smash, they've still got 3 players towards A, 2 of which would take quite a while to rotate.
Combined with the apartments control, ILLUMINAR they could really set off a really powerful execute here. But Bubbles at least found one. X Smash, they seem to be cleaning up the kills just fine, in fact. And Bubble, even towards bench, gets that one. So Snacks just really had to hit a wild shot to really convert it. Now, 2 more at least to find, one on site, the other in window, 1 on 4. A impossible task, probably made a little bit worse with Grooks' aggression from TV room. Not quite.
Yeah, indeed. The stop to it is indeed put by Grooks, and X Smash trying to tie things up and keep it just as close as it can possibly be here in the opening stages of Mirage. It's ILLUMINAR this time who've had their money broken, and they might have to look to just go for the pistols themselves in this particular round. They have to go for the eco by the looks of things, the economic recovery, because the next round is going to be the last of the half, and you want to make sure you have all of the trimmings in that one.
If ILLUMINAR get a bump on here, that would be perfect. They just try for a run boost, and for Feats, it's an easy one with the AWP converted for now. Forced to play the safe game also. If he loses that AWP, it would be a bit of a concern. ILLUMINAR could certainly do some damage with it, but they are playing safe. They have got the crossfire for connector shocks. Might become overwhelmed. 2, 3, and maybe a 4th. Innocence taken out. X Smash tie up the score.
Yes, indeed. 7-7 at this point in time then. AWP in the hands of that CT side, and they'll be wanting to utilize that to maximum effect at this opportunity. If they can continue to deal the damage to ILLUMINAR, that is the important thing here, as both sides are going to be looking to swing forward the advantage in the next half. But ILLUMINAR, particularly starting off on the CT side in the next one, they're going to want the advantage just because of how ropey that economy can be.
Yeah, if they can clear off the half with an 8-7 lead, I think for ILLUMINAR that could be a nice starting point to really kick off their second half. X Smash, considering at one point they started to fall away, they've done well to just recover this up to a tied scoreline. And for them, again, they find an advantage going into that second half. I mean, pistol round could be a big ask going forward. Yorp on Feats. Max, I think, is only on a Mac 10, so that's how dreadful the ILLUMINAR economy technically might be.
Yeah, Mac 10 in the hands of Snacks could indicate a fast play necessary over towards this B bomb site. Even Disco Doppler is the only man actively able to defend the area. He'd be 1 on 4 if ILLUMINAR chose to execute at the moment, and I'm not sure if he'd be able to cope with the full aggression. Thankfully for him, they've moved into Underpass, and instead they try to slow things down instead of rushing here, as their utility now is limited.
At this point, 1 smoke, 3 flashes left, and Snacks slowly lurking out towards the A site could become a crucial point, but Bubble has spotted him. Hasn't gone for the trigger yet. And 4, there's the blood, there's the kill, there's the opening. And Brooks even aggressed up close as well. Not even a kill, Veggie takes him out. Back to ILLUMINAR now might have an advantage pushing onto the site, and that kill might just confirm things. Bubble gone, now the Yorp forced to step up.
Yeah, indeed. 3-on-2 situation. Something has to be found. Mouse eventually gets the reply. 2-on-2 now as Mouse. He follows up onto Shocks. And that leaves Disco Doppler in the 1-on-2 situation. Moves his way forward for the clutch. Finds the opening headshot. That's the important one. Innocence on just 12 HP, and he has all the info. Disco Doppler, he comes through with the 1-on-2 clutch. He will secure the round advantage for X Smash, and they will have the narrowest of margins in their favor heading forward to the second half.
Phenomenal plays. You thought ILLUMINAR just had that clinched in their back pockets, but Disco Doppler said no to it. A good clutch. And now switching over to the second half. At least X-Smash do have that 1-round advantage, but this piss around could snatch it away from them. ILLUMINAR now switch over. Now play a bit more offensive, or defensively, so.
Yes, indeed. That is going to be the question. Mirage, such an important one to win. I think Nuke, with such a tactical base, I think the mindset of your team heading forward into it can be such an important one, especially, you know, if you get trampled here on Mirage and then start on the T side of Nuke, you can struggle to even get involved. So a victory on this map, hugely important for either side. You can see ILLUMINAR having to defend against the A side hit. They gamble stacked B. It was the wrong call, but so far, X Smash haven't yet punished with any kills. They have firm jungle control, though, and the bomb planted on the A side.
Well, Shocks, does he expect the player below him in Reeds from Underpass? For now, the USP isn't going to quite do any damage, but ILLUMINAR are prepared for the retake. Snacks has a smoke and a kit. Reeds, in fact, in mid can come off better against Shocks, but there's no trade. In fact, Bubble gets an advantage and Feats. He's been the only man to get a kill back so far. Disco Doppler, he had to strike first, and the Glock is allowed 1 more, but it's not enough. ILLUMINAR have time for the defuse. They've got 2 players staying alive, and we said that X-Smash had an advantage, but it's been chalked off.
Yes, indeed. All tied up at 8-8, and that is perhaps a huge issue for the T side. They have the opportunity to recover, though, with these rifles. Galil's out in hand, AKs to boot as well, and if they can take a victory in this round, they can really damage ILLUMINAR's economy and put the momentum straight in their favor heading forward during the opening stages of the second half.
Well, Innocent looking to make it a nice clean sweep, gets a nice opening. Disco Doppler falls, but the Galil does at least strike black 1. That Shocks getting a trade, but Feats, you know what, hasn't been cleared out. ILLUMINAR, they're gambling more or less off of the B site, rotating towards A, or I thought they were. Did he not spot Ninja player? Feats above him? Oh, that's massive for Snacks.
How on earth has this happened on the B bomb site? Snacks eventually now taken down by Bubble. Veggie left to try and recover, but Shocks has found him in ILLUMINAR's economy. The nightmare has been realized. Reeds, the last left alive with a FAMAS. Surely he won't be able to clutch this one, and the bank's really been damaged by that second round victory from X Smash here. If ILLUMINAR can't pull this one off, Reeds, it'd be a heroic effort if he could try it, but realistically, I think he just has to save the FAMAS, and they just have to take this loss on the nose.
Bubble still left on site, just looking to in case this player was lurking out, and Reeds certainly has a chance, but if the bomb planted on short, I'm not sure if there is a chance, and they're missing the bullets. He's got a kit. He almost had that, but Crooks at least saves it. X Smash back in front.
Yeah, that would have been would have been the second little element of shenanigans happening around a bomb in smoke for ILLUMINAR in this match, but unfortunately they aren't able to put it off, and that could really be the sickener in this second half for them, because X-Smash, you're expecting them to win this round. ILLUMINAR, realistically, their cash isn't even going to be that flush in the next, so X-Smash getting potentially the next two, putting themselves on 11 rounds and really having the economic momentum behind them as they head forward on the T side, which is already the easier half of this map.
Bubble trying to clear something onto the A side, but Snacks in at least a aggressive position in apartments can at least get that angle cleared out for now. It's slow. Smash do have to be careful they don't give up too much from this ILLUMINAR lineup. And if ILLUMINAR maybe pick up 2 or 3 kills off of this, be a nice worthy eco. Tapping away. Does he spot him?
Certainly anticipating the angle, I think. Not sure whether they can quite see him or that, though. He does eventually have to retreat away, and X-Smash, they want to look towards this B-bomb site, but they're actually being hemmed in by the Deagles that can still do quite a lot of damage from here, as we can see. Ritz has found the opener onto Grux. Can't turn around for the second onto Bubble, though. That's opened up the A-bomb site, and this now is X-Smash's chance of getting the plant.
I mean, X-Smash got a kill even towards B, so ILLUMINAR, they're having to just guess when a bomb's going. Bubble, boosted up, at least converts another one, so Reggie gone. Doppler spotting his opponent in a path with a Deagle. I don't want to count it out quite yet, but the shots are weak, and Disco Doppler gets a second. Snacks remaining down in mid. Out on short, spotted out, and Feats in window, in fact, clears him out. So there's 10, but 11. I'll have to agree with you and say that's going to be likely.
Yeah, indeed. Realistically speaking, after the force buy, what can they bring into this one, even to contest the 11th, right? All they can do is force up with the pistols and the armor. That's a terrible decision at this point. The last round is evidence of that. So you have to take the hard eco, basically give X-Smash 11 rounds on the board. And the issue with that is that if they survive this with 3 or 4 players alive, their bank is going to be healthy for a good couple of buys. And the CTs, they're going to struggle to get things like Orcs out. Snacks' economy's healthy, but if they can do the economic damage here, that would have been the key. Shocks, perhaps, if they could eliminated him as well, that could have helped keep X-Smash's bank in check a little bit. But ILLUMINAR, they're really going to be on the ropes money-wise.
Yeah, Groups and Snacks, I think it was in the end. Between them, they had 4 HP, so ILLUMINAR had the chance to certainly get something done. Now then, up to 11. Side certainly having a solid start, but this is where we should see an ILLUMINAR response. The AWP is out, the AWP and the weapons, they're available, but minimal utility.
Snacks on scopes at just the wrong time, and Fates pushes at equally poor timing himself, getting removed at the start of this round. ILLUMINAR, they want a way into the A bomb site, but X-Smash are keen not to give them one here, as it does look like the UI problems persist, but so does the round, as instead it is X-Smash probing their way on the T side. They look to get in, but Snacks' AWP, it is putting a stop to things so far. 3 players left for ILLUMINAR, or 4 rather, on the defense, as it's Grux that takes one down. They look to continue here. He's boosted up. The flash good to deny him, and with the bomb being removed now by Innocent as well, X-Smash, they're being denied on the way in. Time being whittled down, but they still have a bit to work with.
Oh, Snacks just needs to get the time in if anyone pushes towards CT. There's a bomb pump from this, then for ILLUMINAR, they've at least got a solid objective reached, but it's awkward, and Veggie just on short eliminates Grix's teammates, so he had to do an awful lot of work to secure a victory there. Snacks and ILLUMINAR find it, and they're first found on the CT side.
Yeah, that's going to be a relief for them. At least they can keep things like the AWP on the board, keep those weapons in play, and keep it competitive in this matchup, as X-Smash now, really the economy for either side in this map has looked tentative almost at every single point in time, as ILLUMINAR look to force their opponents onto the eco in this round as well. Shocks and Disco Doppler have just about enough, but Grux and Bubble wouldn't be able to justify. They take mid control in this one, and ILLUMINAR, they don't even contest it because they really don't want to give any guns away.
Just got to be careful. Fates might have had an opportunity to scope and peek towards A, but in fact, the short presence might be key. Smash get an opening that could so easily be the B site compromised, and ILLUMINAR forced to potentially save. But Innocence just forced to play up close with his SMG. Realistically, unless Smash gets something done fast, they might be in for a lot of work and pressure at the later stages.
Absolutely. Now 1 minute left on the clock as they look to encroach towards the B bomb site. Mouse is found by Disco Doppler in the early instance, and Veggie left back towards bench as the only defender. Smash still yet to make a decision about where they want to attack. It is going to be the B bomb site, and ILLUMINAR, they don't have any mid control, so they don't have the info that this attack is about to come through. Veggie will find the first. A second would be beautiful from him. He finds it before falling, and that's going to set it up for the 3-on-3 retake here. But look at this positioning from Grux. He could find the flank onto Snacks. Oh, he finds a second onto Ritz as well. That has to be the round over.
I don't know what you're meant to do as Innocence in this scenario with the MP9 just running in middle. Brooks, I wouldn't be surprised if he hears this also. Just phenomenal hold, really. That second kill I didn't think would have been found, but Grix achieves it. And Innocent is just playing this carefully to ensure that maybe he can get an exit. An upgrade would be ideal, but ILLUMINAR's money isn't looking ideal. Far from it. An AWP and 2 AKs will look to be saved.
Indeed, they will. As Smash, they want every advantage possible, as does Innocent, who's looked for that M4. He just wants to get out of there. Grux misses his opportunity to capitalize, so the rifle is allowed to escape for the moment then. 12-9 scoreline, as this from Veggie is beautiful play. If he could get one more, maybe he saves the round there, but obviously can't anticipate the third play with the AWP swinging around the corner. And Smash, they have a real opportunity here to start to take control of things. ILLUMINAR, they're back down on the eco. They're not going to go for the full buy into the next round. And Smash, if they want to win Mirage, they've got to win rounds like this.
That was boosted up, but Disco Doppler and Shocks have just made this look relatively easy for now. Eco. ILLUMINAR were hoping to get something done, and Innocent would have been again the man to really step up and get something done with his weapon, but he just misses the timing. In fact, Bubble can capitalize. There's your opening towards the A site if you want it, but ILLUMINAR, they were just trying to avoid the deaths. Smash have done the jobs to at least look towards this A bomb plant. Buggy and Mouse, I don't know what they can do.
Well, not much is the answer for Veggie, and Mouse has pretty much the same answer to that question as well. Both of them fall at 13-9 scoreline, and this is the must-win round for ILLUMINAR as they do call that timeout. They have to make the perfect decisions here, and realistically, it's about their confidence in gunfights. If they're not confident that they can win the individual 1v1s on the way in, then they're going to gamble stack a bomb site and hope that they can just win with numbers in those situations. If they can have confidence in their individual aim in this map, then they're more likely to finally try and take some mid control. They've been playing very passively towards mid, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for Smash to find a way into the B bomb site.
The good thing is for ILLUMINAR, they've at least got the AWP on Snacks, and they've got M4s to really support that. So if they can go for this opening kill down, if they can deny Smash maybe an entry kill, possibly towards mid, that's where I can only imagine Feats is going to try and play with that weapon. Then ILLUMINAR could have that chance back.
Well, it's all about chances here. Snacks, he had the chance, but Fates put him down through the smoke. The CT AWP is removed, and now Smash, they want to go quick to capitalize, but ILLUMINAR have rotated quickly themselves. 3 players in position to deal with a mid to A split. Should that be what happens? But Mouse, he's just been allowed to get away with his life there. Gifted that AWP, and he can still defend this round.
Well, Feats and Grix, the 2 players who trade out over towards A, just X-Smash getting these opportunities so cleanly and quickly, and while Miles actually found a kill back with the York, the second was far from available. Feats takes him out. X-Smash up to 14 on their map pick. And the second half has more or less been an easy one. ILLUMINAR not had the best chances of fighting back into this.
Yeah, a lot of sides seemingly struggling on the CT portion of Mirage recently. ILLUMINAR seemingly no exception to that rule at this point, as they have just 2 more rounds to stay in the opening map. They can't contest with full guns in this one, so it's looking very likely that they're going to have to fight all the way back from 15 to 9 at this point.
Close with the Deagle. Oh, there really was an opportunity for Veggie to find something, but him and Snacks falling ever so quickly means these Deagles might not get the best opportunity to convert something, but Grooks has been caught out by one of them at least. Mouse takes him out, and Innocence might just look to double up here. And ILLUMINAR, more weapons they take out of this X-Smash lineup, the better of a chance they might have to maybe fight on, but Feats takes out another and ensures the Yorp isn't a concern to be lost.
Yes, indeed. These Deagles, they would love to find some more frags in these opportunities. They really would, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like they are going to be gifted them at this point. Reeks peeking mid, wants to find something, but has to back off to connector, and it's Maus who's going to be under pressure. If he can get any more than 1 kill here, he'll be pretty heroic.
He needs to get something up close. The spam was ideal and hopeful, but in fact, nothing has been found. It's awkward, but luckily for X-Smash, Shocks at least takes him out, so unless there was a kill in that, Reeks would have had a better opportunity, but there's nothing really available left with this P250. Running and, well, creeping, in fact, into TV room. Oh, one tap.
Not bad. Not bad. You like to see it. Showing some individual brilliance with the AK now to boot, but that gets removed as quickly as it arrives by Shocks, and ILLUMINAR unable to contest. They've got to get the guns out. This is the moment for them.
ILLUMINAR. Is it 1 round they've had in the second half? And other than that, they've just not been given an opportunity. Credit goes towards the X-Smash boys, who, I've said it again, or I've said it before and I'll say it again, they've made it look easy. AK's an AWP against M4s and an AWP. Max, in fact, won't look towards the window. In fact, he's got an M4 and goes towards under. And Grooks goes up close. The AWP over towards B.
Indeed. Now then, X-Smash, they make their way up mid. They do it slowly, but this time ILLUMINAR, they want to contest. The flashes are good, though. They force them off the angle. Scrux tagged low, but Shocks has found the second kill. That's the hugely important one, is ILLUMINAR. They try to claw one back, but Bubble is so aggressive. Can't take out Reeds in the refrag position, but Disco Doppling gets that done. And as quickly as it all started, Maus towards the B-bomb site. AWP to hand, but he needs 4 frags to keep his team alive here in Mirage.
I believe. Come on. Mouse has a chance, but realistically, X-Smash, they've looked unstoppable in Mirage so far. They've had a nice one, especially on the T side. Mouse doesn't even have a kit to any utility to maybe look towards a retake, and that could have been something. Feats missed his shot, and Mouse will take advantage, but a couple more have to be found, and these X-Smash players know they just don't need to peek. They don't have to contest. No scope, but nothing left. X-Smash, they'll find Mirage, 16-9 win.
Yeah, indeed they do. That's going to be a confidence booster for them coming off the back of their series against Soar. And realistically, it looked so competitive in that first half. ILLUMINAR and X-Smash really going down to the wire. But when ILLUMINAR switched onto that CT side, it's where things really started to fall apart. And it was 8-7 in that first half. And God knows what went wrong for ILLUMINAR in the second.
Yeah, ILLUMINAR had the advantage going into the second half, but it just seems like CT was their weakness. They didn't really have any opportunities to prove their skill. It wasn't really that sort of lineup and performance you'd expect from them, but X-Smash, what a performance. They needed that, given that loss recently to Soar. And I think going into Nuke, they could have a massive advantage now. Unless ILLUMINAR gets some advantage, X-Smash, they might just go ahead and look for that final playoff spot.
Yeah, indeed. So just recapping that group, as you can see the action today, X Smash in this series after their 2-1 loss to Saw earlier on, and Hard Legion losing out to Illuminar, which allowed Illuminar to make it to this series where they are currently fighting for their playoff spot in Group A. The first map going X Smash's way pretty convincingly, as we just saw. And as we look ahead to Nuke, Illuminar, they're really going to be wanting to try and come back onto that map, especially considering X Smash just took a loss there.
Yeah, I'm looking towards the HLTV stats at the moment. Nuke is one of Illuminar's better maps, and picking it, obviously they should be a team with some sort of advantage and a bit more strategic. I feel like they could certainly prove and show that they've got lots of opportunities really to go forward. If they get a unlikely and sort of slow start, then I kind of feel it could be game over.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what occurs there from X Smash, especially considering they have the momentum of that first map win coming forward here. Theoretically, they should be able to use that to their advantage, but we will just have to wait and see for that point, everyone. We will just be going to a quick commercial break, and when we are back, we will have the second game ready and waiting for you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to this Malta Vibes Opening Cup. It is the Group A decider matchup with these two teams fighting for a spot in the playoffs and their share for $40,000. It is, of course, X Smash versus Illuminar. We just saw X Smash dish out a beating on Mirage, and now they'll be looking to close it out in 2 on Nuke with Illuminar fighting to survive. My name is Protalis, and I'm joined again by Louis to bring you all of the action today. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate, and I think for X Smash, they'll be really hyped just to get into this one, given the way they closed out Mirage in what felt in the end like such a convincing fashion. 69, which doesn't paint a picture of the whole map, considering it was an 8-7 halftime score in favour of Illuminar. So, Illuminar now have to wake up if they want to really give themselves a chance of maybe taking us to all 3 maps. Dust 2 would be our decider, but for now, Nuke is our playing field.
Yeah, indeed. And looking at the recent statistics, Nuke looking like the much more favorable battleground for Illuminar than it is for X Smash. Illuminar with the 67% win rate on HLTV matches versus X Smash is 25%. 1 in 4 games they managed to win on Nuke. And the last time these two sides played against each other on Nuke as well, back in April, it was actually the Illuminar side who were able to win things out. So all the evidence is telling us, Louis, that we should be heading to a map 3.
Yeah, I mean, X Smash actually lost this map to Saw in their earlier best of 3 this evening, so that again doesn't give them a lot of hope. But for the Illuminar side, obviously didn't play it in their game against Hard Legion earlier, but still they're a team who, as we've said, have statistics and have the evidence that this could be an easy win for them. And it feels as though, given sort of the Polish scene's experience, Nuke is going to be something they'll be quite happy with anyway.
Yeah, certainly. It tends to be a map that is quite ingratiated in that scene, and they certainly like playing around on it. The only question I draw, though, is considering how weak Illuminar's CT side was on Mirage, I wonder if that might be leading them to struggle on a map like Nuke, where your CT side is just so important.
Yeah, for me, CT side of Nuke is going to be one of those key and probably easier maps and sides of the maps which you really look to work with. As you can see on your screen, we just got the bracket. The winners of this will join Saw and at least making the playoff stages of this. But Illuminar have to do the dirty work of coming from behind and having to take out that X Smash lineup.
Yeah, indeed. And I think as well, X Smash, from their perspective, they'll certainly be looking to get into the playoffs for that revenge against Saw to prove their dominance. But there's still a series to get through before we can do that. And Nuke, of course, the map that we're talking about before we get there. So X Smash, they were a little bit weaker earlier on against Saw on Nuke. They had a decent showing on their T side, but it was actually the X Smash CT side that was a nightmare, which could be a huge problem for them heading straight forward onto this particular map.
Yeah, I mean, for X Smash, I feel as though like what we saw on Mirage means they could have a pretty good little T side. Their offensive plays looked clean. They looked to really understand and play it quite cleanly in some of their rounds. And for Illuminar, I think that's where the challenge is going to be. Their CT side, really seeing how they can defend and how they can counter what X Smash have to offer if they start offensively.
Yeah, indeed. And you've got to talk about players like Snacks as well. On that AWP, you know that he was capable of hitting such high highs in his career, but stagnating as of late. He might be a player that you look to on a map like Nuke to really try and turn things around. High impact AWPing on that CT side could be a critical success factor for CTs.
Yeah, I don't really want to have to mention this and say this, but when we saw Snacks AWPing on Mirage, it didn't feel that clean and it didn't feel as hopeful as maybe it should have been. So this would be a great time to really step up when your team needs you most. And on a map which, like we've said, Illuminar have looked pretty convincing on in the past, then they might have a good job really going forward. He obviously got 14 kills in that Mirage game just now, so certainly wasn't bottom fragging, but wasn't as impactful as Veggie on 20.
Yeah, indeed. And if we look over to the other side of things on X Smash, obviously Shox is the man to talk about. It feels like having all of those high impact plays on Mirage. Looking over towards Nuke then, which is much more likely to be Illuminar's pick in this series. He's going to be a player in the form of Shox that really has to turn up right at the start of the game, because entering on that T side is going to be critical to just getting bomb site control on Nuke.
Yeah, Nuke as well. It's going to be a really tough side for the offensive side to really counter and really bring out going forward, because the A side, especially, the entries on that have to be just perfect, if anything. And we're just getting closer to the start of this game. And when we consider what we saw on Mirage, I feel as though for Nuke, X-Smash are going to need a positive start.
Yeah, indeed, and we should be ready to bring you all of the... And then, ladies and gentlemen, it's map 2 of this Group A decider matchup, X-Smash versus Illuminar, battling it out for their space in the playoffs. And they look to get things started with the knife round here. Both sides going to be vying for that CT side.
That looked pretty easy from Illuminar's point of view in the end. Nice set of players left alive, and I'd expect from their point of view they do start CT just to try and build up that confidence. And X-Smash, if they get the T side as an opportunity to start on, then maybe get some good damage in the early stages, then they could threaten Illuminar. An economy really early on this map is going to be another key thing just to keep track of, because if you're stuck on pistols, CT side on some of these long range angles, maybe outside or towards ramp, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. The USP is just such a deadly force in the pistol rounds, and they are just going to be wanted to be utilized to maximum effectiveness, because they can just deal so much damage, tapping away those heads, capable of shutting everything down early on. Then X-Smash, they've gone for the utility in this one, both Fates and Bubble with the smokes and flashes to boot. Meanwhile, it's just the guns and armor for this Illuminar side, but it does look like there might be some technical issues at the start of this round, which just puts a little delay on everything getting underway.
False start, boys. Not quite ready yet. Illuminar, as we said, a map down. Now at least have the advantage of their home turf here on Nuke. Going forward.
Yeah, that's going to be the critical factor, I think, here. That's what's going to be the thing that they have to cling on to, certainly in their minds. The CT side of Mirage being such a disaster that they need to remember this is the battleground where they feel more comfortable. This is the turning point, and heading over into Dust 2, which is a map that X-Smash just lost it in a decider as well. The fatigue would certainly be setting in for them at that point, should they actually end up over there. So if Illuminar can just tip the scales here on Nuke, they'd certainly be in a comfortable position to pull off that reverse sweep. It's just a case of standing tall now.
I think we are just getting ready and hoping to get back into what is our deciding series, and not quite the deciding map, but one which could certainly send X-Smash through to the playoffs and push on for a fight for the cash prize. A good cash prize with it. X-Smash, at least on pistol, will have some utility to work with on feet. Smoke and a flash available. Luminar, no kits, no utility, all with the Kevlar. It's going to be for X-Smash a look towards outside. Two players up close also. And for Snacks, an easy opening.
He finds the opener, but the replies have been dealt by Veggie. Mouse on the close angle. He's the one who really finishes it off, though, and Shox left alone in the 1-on-2 situation. He's already found 2 in the round, but now players looking to flank him as well. USP to hand, looking for the right angle, snaps around, but is so paranoid that there could be another player lurking towards Hell that he just has to reposition himself. Innocent is already on the long flank, and Shox has crept around, looking for the engagement, but can't win it against Ritz. It'll be Illuminar to take the opening pistol on Nuke then, and this could be a good sign.
Positive start, at least from their point of view, and with no bomb plant, X-Smash, I don't really expect them to invest too much into this one. And so for the M4 side of things, Illuminar have 2 of them. Mouse with full armor. plenty of utility also for them to work with, and that's not something that X-Smash can really say they've got. 2 flashes between Shocks and Disco Doppler, and a fast play as they rush into vents, at least one of them.
Yeah, Bubble does make it early on. Grux down there to try and deal with any counter pushes as well. Innocent could get caught off guard, deals a ding, but takes one in return. And Veggie on low HP could be punished. Fates has found the opener, but Mouse, he's locked in this B bomb site trying to defend himself. It's already gotten a bit too messy for his side. But with the bomb down on B and the fire finally arriving, it should all be over. ILLUMINAR clean it up at the end, but X-Smash, they do well to get the bomb down. They could have found even more damage potentially there.
Yeah, I didn't even realise the bomb actually got planted on the site, so X-Smash make that look at least easy for the bomb plant. They don't achieve too much more with the weapons at the end. Veggie will keep an MP9. 2 M4s at least brought up or retained from the last one. And X-Smash's bomb plant certainly means that this AWP and AK will be something to fight for going forward. ILLUMINAR, well, their economy could allow for full M4s, but they just want to keep some SMGs out. Snacks and Veggie just keep some MP9s.
Yeah, they go for the bonus here. They really don't want to get punished by it, but if they can wrestle the AWP away from their opponents, that is the real bonus off the round. Bubble instead is the only one wrestling things away. It's an M4 from the hands of Reeds, and Snacks, he actually nearly catches somebody completely in the open there. Shocks, I think, flashed off his position. Isn't quite aware of how exposed he really is, but now he's made his way back into cover. Is slightly less at risk. It's Snacks to go aggressive though. Nearly finds 3 with the MP9, eventually put down, but that is a huge blow to this X-Smash T side. 2 players low, and Innocent looking to get aggressive again. He's dropped another.
Perfect time for that kill, and for now X-Smash, they're kind of all stuck and unable to do too much. The AWP, it at least strikes 1 back. Grux now has to find 2 more, and at least does have the bomb up close, but Veggie's MP9 closes it out. The AWP goes over to Veggie. ILLUMINAR, they do well with the purchase they have. And X-Smash again denied anything. No bomb plants. And a pistol round to follow, at least from their point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps starting to see now the weaknesses from the X-Smash nuke efforts here, as their T side is really just all dismantled by 1 MP9. Snacks puts a stop to it. He's now got his AWP in hand, and theoretically he should be able to do even more damage with it. Reeds has found the first onto Shocks as well, as the pistols get cleaned up quickly at the start of this one, and ILLUMINAR look to put their 4th on the board in quick succession.
I thought Reeds was going to win that, but just loses to Disco Doppler, and Grux looks for something else with his Deagle, but an AWP takes him out. An X-Smash on this pistol. For now, only found 1 kill. Disco gets a bomb plant from this. That would be perfect and so useful, but it's going to be a long stand and a long road to get there. For now, might have the opportunity if Mouse isn't looking in ramp room.
Just wants to keep progressing with this Deagle. Even pulling 1 rifle away at this point is a late round success for the man, but he won't be afforded anything. Mouse cleans him up with his M4. And the rifle puts ILLUMINAR on for themselves. X-Smash looking to bring forward the buy here. They can justify an AWP should they want to put one out. It will be in the hands of Fates there. He's got the sniper for the side, but it's ILLUMINAR who are really looking strong at the moment. If they can come through this gun round with at least 3 players alive, then X-Smash could be in serious trouble in this map.
Just to point out also, it was the other way around on Mirage, where X-Smash had that 4-0 lead and dominant start, and ILLUMINAR then started to peg back at this stage. X-Smash now look to achieve the same, but that's quick down towards Rample, towards Secret Reeds. Now looks to take out Shocks, and that's a massive kill found, because that's where X-Smash were really looking towards. While an A doesn't do too much, Disco Doppler can strike blood back, but Reeds in the smoke just has to be careful.
Indeed, he's playing this perfectly. Can't get sprayed down, though. That's the element, the aggression at the right time, but Bubble flicks through. Disco Doppler's found the follow-up, and this has swung the opposite direction here. X-Smash, they have the man advantage, and they have time to work with. That's the key factor, but Mouse has found an important frag, and he's gotten away, too. That allows Snacks now to engage in the 1v1. He moves off the angle at the wrong time, but the readjustment on the flick is good, and Bubble's left alone.
Now, Mouse and Snacks ideally need to play this together, but with Bubble on site, and with Bubble more or less allowed a free bomb plant, it means he does have the opportunity to maybe clutch this out himself. Double doors open. Just so many angles to really be aware of, and he is looking ideally towards Mouse. This would be ideal if the kill was found, but it's Mouse who strikes blood, and ILLUMINAR who keep this unbeaten start going. That'll be an AWP and an AK save for Talis.
Yeah, indeed. This X-Smash roster really not looking comfortable on Nuke whatsoever. But when you look at their play statistics, they couldn't really afford to ban the map out. They've done equally as poorly, if not worse, on Inferno and Vertigo recently. So keeping it away from that part. In fact, Vertigo, just their permanent ban, they don't want to play it whatsoever. So keeping it away from that map, more important than stopping Nuke from coming through the cracks here. And they've let it slip through. They've got the dominant victory on Mirage. That's what they were looking for. But realistically, they haven't had much to say about their T side here on Nuke. And if they continue these weak showings, it's going to be a map 3 for sure.
Well, Reeds, in fact, is the man to find that opening kill on Shocks. X-Smash yet to retaliate, but a response kill at this point would be ideal. And Bubble's got well, or he's done well, in fact, to creep in there, but just can't win the battle. The Snacks takes it out. The Molotov going to cause even more issues, but there is finally some sort of response, but it's not good enough. Innocence just strikes back, 2 of them. And Feet, 7 HP, has a big ask. In fact, that's 2 for Innocent. And ILLUMINAR, 6-0 up.
6-0 on the CT side of Nuke, and their bank starting to look very healthy indeed as Snacks drops down finally to below 10k to invest in for his teammates and make sure that all of the weapons are available. Meanwhile, for the X-Smash side, the same can't be said. They have to drop down onto the pistols to preserve their own economy. And really, there's been not much to say about their T side whatsoever. A couple of rounds where they've been able to get into a site, but not much chances of victory for them yet.
Been rare, really. We've seen a bomb plant from them, and Disco Doppler actually got naded to his death early on. So ILLUMINAR again continue the streak as they started it. No kills, at least responded up close. Feet's taken out by Mouse. Bubble left. And if he gets a bomb plant down on the B side, that would be perfect. But ILLUMINAR seems to have read this perfectly. They're already rotating players back in towards the site. I assume they're just going to wait for the next move. In fact, no bomb plant. Meggy and ILLUMINAR 7-0 up.
Indeed, they are. They deny everything. No extra money whatsoever given to the T side. And I mean, realistically, the X-Smash guys, they're just not winning gunfights. They've finally called the timeout. It's definitely the right time to do so. And just look at the scoreboard. 2 kills for Grux and Bubble and Shocks. All 3 players performing poorly, especially when Shocks and Bubble were some of those key players over on Mirage, just not able to frag out here on Nuke, and that just highlights the weaknesses in the map for the side. Yeah,
I mean, kills are a big thing, but the issue is also for X-Smash is the trade kills have been really not coming in. They've been useless from that point of view, and that's one of the concerns, because unless they keep this even at some sort of level playing field, a 4-on-3, even a one-man disadvantage isn't the worst state to be in, but from the performance so far, they've not had any contestation to really what ILLUMINAR have given to them. And it could be 8, unless an opening kill gets found on top of Hut.
Doesn't look like it's going to happen on this particular occasion, as once again, X-Smash are left guessing. They have utility available, but they haven't really been able to utilize it properly throughout this half so far, struggling to make moves. And now they play more passively. They don't want to get caught off guard by those CT peaks. and lose men early on. Reitz, he wants to go aggressive through the smokes, though. And he could find a hefty amount of damage here. Spots out the opposing Orba, fires a shot and converts the headshot into a kill as well. They're advancing now. They're trying to hunt him. Eventually, Bubble will take him out of the round. That leaves us in the 4-on floor. But Veggie, with all the info in lobby, they know it's going to be a B-side attack, but they keep losing men.
At least X-Smash have some advantage once again. They've got this one-man advantage, and like I said, the trade kills have at least been coming in for them. For now, though, Mouse just holds and keeps watch of speaking. In fact, a peek is his advantage, but it's only one kill, and Shox knew that Innocence was down there in the vents, so maybe a bomb plant over towards A. X-Smash, they've done enough to maybe creep onto the site, but Snacks in this retake position, along with Disco Duckplan, could really cause some sort of damage. Going to be this battle which determines how this round plays and ends.
Yeah, Disco Doppler just seems so aware that a flank could come through here. Snacks has to be pixel perfect, and he's not as quick as the pre-fire. Innocent knows it's time to back off now. Illuminar still with plenty of money to buy up in the following round, so it's just about economic damage from him. He'll get one before the round is ended, and X-Smash do finally get the round on the board. They're first on the T side, but realistically, they're going to want at least 6 if they want to be competitive here on Nuke and have a chance at ending things in 2.
Yeah, from my point of view, if you get at least 5 on your T side, you might have done enough, but 6 would be far more ideal, given the way that this map has started for them. Map 2 of a potential 3. Snacks and Feats at least will be open for their respective sides, but who's going to be allowed to come off better towards outside? Again, one player on silo. Feats with aggression, which for now isn't quite going to pay off over towards B.
Indeed, it does not. Now, Innocent looking to try and capitalize for Illuminar over on A, but he's punished by Disco Doppler and X-Smash. They've been given another opportunity in this round to make something. They want to aggress now towards the ramp. Mouse is here to defend, but slowly burning through his own utility means he has no nades left to deal with this push when it comes through. He knows it and has to reposition accordingly, and realistically it's all going to be about AWP readjustment. Snacks looks here waiting in the wings on the crossfire. Molotov deployed at the right moment. It forces X-Smash off, and they look to reaffirm their sights over towards the A bomb site.
Well, it's going to be down to really if an opening is found towards B, and if it is, then Smash can really work with it. But for now, Mouse is just standing strong, and so is Reitz over towards A. So no matter what X-Smash walk into, they're going to be up against players all across the board. Reitz, in fact, does the early damage. There's the opening from an Umar's point of view, and they just don't clear the key angles. Veggie gets 2, but Feats, in fact, with the AWP, gets 2 back. 25 seconds, and maybe a chance towards the site. It's there, and Grooks converts. It's down to Mouse to find 2.
Oh, 1-on-2 position given, his angle away, and Fates has jumped around. They don't expect it. It's a gamble. It's a huge gamble. They try and brain on Mouse, but he expects it, and now he can remove Gux as well. There's no time. He knows it. He has to commit to the reload, though, and at least he gets to fight a low HP player. He converts that into the victory, and realistically speaking, that's just a huge mistake there from Fates. I don't know why he jumps around the pillar to go for the plant in that position. I'm just assuming they expect Mouse to have rotated off already.
Yes, no, that would have been my thinking entirely, but it was so quick that you'd assume for X-Smash, you just go for the safer bomb plant behind the other side of the silo. Veggie just went uncleared, and he, for me, was so key to how Illuminar convert that round in the end. Mouse at least wins it. 8-1, and X-Smash's streak isn't going to be a thing quite yet, but they've at least got AKs, but Illuminar still have the AWP.
Yeah, this is going to be a real problem for X-Smash. They continue to give rounds like that away, and Dust 2 is going to come around quickly. No sniper rifle available on the T side as they use pace to their advantage, or at least they try to get something done in this round. Once again, Illuminar, all they have to do is play things passively here, wait for X-Smash to walk into them and seemingly be gifted 3 kills. 4 players taking outside control with Disco Disco Doppler lurking inner, and Snacks, he's ready to punish. He doesn't even have to, though. It's Reitz who finds the kill through the smoke, and this B execute, it's already starting to crumble.
Might not crumble if Feats finds a kill, and he does at least convert the kill onto Reitz, but Veggie trades out. Players still towards A, and Veggie's just allowed to completely stop that push entirely, but check out what X-Smash are doing. They're trying to lurk in from behind. Feats could be so key to the round, and Mouse doesn't expect it. Now the Snacks actually convert. The York misses, and it's an AK win, and X-Smash at least tie up the scores and the positions. But if they can now maybe get towards A, they might have a chance to find 2.
That lurk play recovering things for X-Smash, and now ILLUMINAR, they're going to have to retake this A bomb site. The bomb still has to go down, and with 30 seconds or so left on the clock, you're thinking perhaps Veggie can still put a stop to things here if the timing's right. Do they aggress into him? Instead, they have a Molotov for his angle. He's not going to want to push that. Instead, wait for his teammate, but Fates has heard the footsteps. His headshots are lined up, and Veggie now in the 1-on-2 situation. Just a flash to his name, and players slowly out-positioning him. He creeps out of the hut, but got a hefty crossfire to try and deal with at this point in time, and the bomb's certainly not planted in his favor either. Has to peek these angles in the perfect order. Looks for the opening kill and secures it, but now Fates, who already has a triple kill, has a major decision to make. Has to wait for the sound cues. Veggie peeks, but the shots are opening. They have been missed, and the time ticks down too low. Veggie has to retreat from the angle. X-Smash, they pick up their second, and really all thanks to that great play from Fates.
Yeah, it was that lurk, really, which Snacks wasn't really in the best position to trade out with the AWP, so you can understand ILLUMINAR's struggles at the end of it, but credit to X-Smash for at least responding how they could. And while it's not much, 2 rounds, it could start to give them some momentum to really push forward. But ILLUMINAR might try and stop this.
That's the critical thing. 2 rounds, it's at least it's a platform, right, Louis? At least there's an opportunity. It's something to build from at least. They finally damaged ILLUMINAR's economy. The timeout's been called to dictate just what's going to occur in this round. X-Smash, they have an opportunity to really recover this half and bring some momentum in their favor, but they've got to make the right tactical calls in this one. Shock's on the Mac 10 simply because he can't afford anything better realistically, and ILLUMINAR, if they contested this with a full buy, it'd be a gamble, but it's certainly one that they're willing to take.
If they do this, then economically ILLUMINAR, they could be a little bit stranded, so why not attempt to go for this? A full more or less buyout from their point of view, but ILLUMINAR really struggling just with the utility and weapons they've got. Achieve bubble. We'll just hold as X-Smash work their way down towards lower. Also now could be key, but Veggie, in fact, gets the opening.
He does indeed, looking to capitalize as well, but Reitz is able to find the first before Grux trades him out, and this bomb site control looks like it has been given away at this point as Disco Doppler deals with the flank, or rather his teammate does in reply. It's all messy towards the A bomb site, but eventually ILLUMINAR recover. The gamble works out, and they are able to secure their 9th, a horrible one for X-Smash to lose.
X-Smash, at least it's a bomb plant, but that's been their only advantages when they've had the chance to get it, really. Kills haven't been ideal. And again, just a potential win streak cut short as ILLUMINAR fight back and retain that lead of now 7 rounds here on our second map. As we said, Dust 2 is going to be our decider. And just to pause, just to work things out for X-Smash, and realistically they need to, because you look at their money, Bubble more or less will have to force this.
Yeah, indeed. Realistically, it looks like that's the case if he wants to stick up with the rest of his teammates at least. And realistically speaking here, X-Smash are in a serious amount of trouble. ILLUMINAR should not have been allowed to win that particular round, and the fact that they've done so just shows how strong they realistically are on this side of Nuke. It's been a fairly one-sided affair so far, and at a 9-2 scoreline, how much more of a beating can X-Smash realistically take and still have a chance of coming back into things?
really see what they can achieve on that second half. Sure, they'll be switching over to the CT side, which might be a little more easier for them, but with the confidence that they should have had from the Mirage victory, all of a sudden it just seems to have disappeared. ILLUMINAR on their map, they are looking strong. They are certainly in control, and they've been finding the kills on Veggie and Reach specifically for it. And pushing forward X-Smash, we saw some great things from a few of them, Feet specifically. But sadly, they've just not had the best chances here on Nuke. And for me, trade kills have just been lacking, and bomb plants, they've been occasional.
Yeah,
indeed. Even getting into the bomb site's just been really difficult for X-Smash here on Nuke. And you have to wonder whether or not they're sort of mentally checked out here, especially after coming just before that best of 3 series previously, where they did lose out on Nuke. Perhaps they're thinking, okay, we're just going to lose out here. Our win rate isn't very good, and let's just focus ahead to map 3, because at the moment it doesn't look like they're bringing anything special to the table here on this particular matchup, and hopefully they've got something better in store for Dust 2.
Yeah, for me, Dust 2, they've got a lot more work to do, because on Nuke, they've not had the best opportunity to really achieve or show much. ILLUMINAR, for me, they've just got this confidence, they've got this momentum build up now, and it's going to be about whoever gets that best to start on Dust 2. I think at this point we can safely say Dust 2, it's most likely going to be an opportunity unless some phenomenal comeback comes out from X-Smash, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but what we've seen so far, they've not given us the best opportunity to really fight on, and for me, they've got lots more work to do.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. Seemingly, the difference between the T sides on Mirage and Nuke for X-Smash is so stark that it's just a miracle almost that they were able to pull off something so great on that opening map of Mirage. And now, at a 9-2 deficit on this particular Nuke map, with ILLUMINAR looking in full control, I think the key for them is going to be continuing a dominant victory, right? If they can get something like a 16-2, obviously unrealistic, but, a 16-5, 16-6 victory, that's going to be an excellent sign heading into Dust 2 for them. But if X-Smash can pull it back a little bit, get yourself at least 10 rounds on the board throughout the map, they can show, okay, at least we were so far down and we were able to come all the way back up into the match. And that shows we can at least be competitive when we play against ILLUMINAR on Dust 2.
For me, also mentally, they've got to be reset from X-Smash's point of view, because both sides, they seem to be statistically quite balanced and quite happy to both play Dust 2. That's why it went through to this deciding map pick. So if mentally X-Smash can get off to a better end maybe to this one, not quite win it, but they still come back to at least maybe 16-9, then it's not going to be impossible for them to look at Dust 2 and think, right, hold on, there is an opportunity, there is a good point going forward. But if we just look back towards Nuke for now, they've had opportunities to really strike blood. They've had chances to maybe get stuff going. We're now back in the game, and the X-Smash buy isn't going to be ideal. An AK Pistols against ILLUMINAR's full buyout, which I think we expected anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to try and utilize things to their advantage. Reeds is going to find the opening kill towards outside. Snack's looking for more damage, but just can't find any at the moment. It doesn't matter, though. The rest of his team are finding the necessary kills, and their opponents being taken down in quick succession. With 3 players left alive, X-Smash once again are left guessing, and Grux finding at least 1 kill is perhaps an opportunity for them to make more moves in this round.
For now, though, Reeds just watches Heaven. The ace, like, more or less held collectively from this ILLUMINAR lineup. Bubble just waits for the timing, and then you might have spotted the player towards Heaven, but at least he's prepared for it. Just not really peeking for him. Grux is even going to try and support this to ensure that they maybe can find Reeds up in Heaven. Now, though, they just hold, and as X-Smash now try and split and look towards A, Reeds, I feel, is going to be the man who's so impactful to how this round plays out.
Indeed, he will be. Grux pushes him and will find him as well. That opens up heaven to the attack, but Innocent holds true with the defense. He's going to have to turn around soon, though, because the rest of X-Smash are on the way in. They're being cleaned up. However, Innocent and Veggie, they get it all done. They put ILLUMINAR on 10. Double digits on the board, and they look to really just continue a dominant CT side at this point in time.
Yeah, you know, X-Smash, they've not looked that hopeful. They've not had the many opportunities that they had over on Mirage, and we weren't expecting too much from them, but for me, Nuke isn't a map that they really should have probably let through the veto, given their history and given their recent performance on it against Saw earlier today, so certainly one that X-Smash might want to avoid in the future. Finalo, back on the weapons. Back with a full buyout, pushing out of Squeaky Innocence. Up close, it is allowed one, but the trades are there. And for X-Smash, maybe an opportunity is finally here to get a bomb plant and finally might be round 3 converted. Nice. Well, Finalo, let's go top lane out towards A. He's certainly done well to at least get the opener. Mouse has traded out, and in fact as well to really respond. ILLUMINAR, they've done enough work to ensure that the A site is at least theirs. Mouse just looking for the cleanup at this point. It's already got 4. A 5th, well, that's actually Reitz who finds that last one. They get the cleanup, and ILLUMINAR again strike back to find 11.
Indeed, they do. Immediately straight back, they go for the force. They once again go for the gamble, but it just works out. X-Smash unable to string rounds together at this point in time, and ultimately, it is just been a symptom of their disastrous T side. One more opportunity for them to try and get some work done, but in their minds, they have to be casting ahead to Dust 2 at this point, surely, because 11-3 is not the best scoreline to work with on Nuke.
X-Smash, they lost this 16-10 in that matchup against Saw earlier. Now, though, not the best, or not the most ideal of performances really to mirror it. And Reitz for now, again, just forced to keep watch of what's going to be happening towards B secret tunnels. It will be the first point of contact, and we've seen X-Smash in these scenarios before just really lose out. I'm almost thinking back to one of the previous rounds where Reitz and ILLUMINAR just seemed to clean this up quite easily. And again, unless X-Smash gets something, they might be in trouble.
Opening trade at least replied. 2 for 2 for X-Smash. That should give them a way into the site, but Mouse, he stood here ready to defend, and it's about the angles. Which one is going to peek him first? Snacks on the flank is found, and that really isolates Mouse's reinforcements. He's now stuck, isolated and alone, leaving Innocent, his teammate, in a 1-on-3 situation. Pushes through quickly and Shocks puts a stop to him. It's the 4th on the board for X-Smash. Not an ideal scoreline to work with, but it's the one that they've been given as they switch over to the CT side here of Nuke and hopefully keep their chances alive at closing things in 2. But ILLUMINAR, they look motivated to take us to Dust 2.
And pistol round is going to be so vital at really determining if X-Smash even have a chance of staying in what could be their CT side of Nuke. As you said earlier, their T side completely stark and completely different to how Mirage really played out. So we push forward and we look towards what could be ILLUMINAR closing this one out rather quickly. I don't want to talk too soon or too quickly, but given this performance and given ILLUMINAR's potential momentum and confidence off of that first half, then realistically, they've got the better chances of going forward now and finding a win.
Absolutely. Especially when you look at the individual statistics, you've only got 2 players for X Smash who are able to get more than 10 kills in that entire first half. Meanwhile, you've got Veggie, Mouse, and Reitz all leading the way, all 3 of them doing heavy lifting on the scoreboard. And the fragging has been the primary issue for the X-Smash roster on this T side. You've mentioned it a couple of times. The trade frags seemingly not there, and it's almost like that's reflected on the scoreboard, right? You have a couple of players who are doing well, at least, at finding the entries in the forms of Disco Doppelin and Grux, but when it comes to those trading opportunities, unfortunately, the rest of the team not stepping up.
No, and that is a surprise given what you'd expect from some of the boys. Shocks, Bubble. The boys normally stepping up and finding kills, but they've had really quieter games, at least compared to how Mirage panned out. So let's see what X-Smash can now achieve. Pistol, for me, is what's going to be the determining factor to how map 2 at least plays out. Innocence and Veggie and Reitz all look towards outside early on. It's an outside play, which includes a smoke. And that might be an opportunity to peek in towards B. But in fact, Veggie gets that one.
Indeed, he does. Finds the opener with Grux on 6 HP as well. This could be the way in for ILLUMINAR. Second ramp player deleted by Mouse. He takes 2 swift headshots and X-Smash the pistol round. They would have needed to win this to chance a comeback. And with just 2 left alive, it's going to be the USPs that have to do all the work. And Disco Doppelin doesn't even have any body armor.
Oh, they had to play it together, and Disco Doppelin can at least trade out. That's a nice second. I'll give him that, but a couple more kills have to be found, and no kit means time is such a big priority. So maybe try a ninja, or maybe try to bait something out. Unfortunately for Snacks, it's a victory for him and his side as ILLUMINAR make it to 12. Really, right in the second half with no issues. And that is, for X-Smash, an issue within itself.
Yeah, absolutely. ILLUMINAR picking up their 12th in the pistol, and they're not going to prompt the force from X-Smash at all. CT's happy to keep the clean eco here and just invest into the pistols. And ILLUMINAR at this point, it's time for them to take control of the game. They have the weapons advantage. No need to throw them away. Innocent, got to be careful with that Mac 10. He doesn't get trampled by these pistols here. As they charge around the corner at him, he'll farm up 3 kills for himself. A nice amount of cash. Snacks gets the other 2, and it's a clinical anti-eco coming out for ILLUMINAR, looking ahead into X-Smash's first CT gun round.
And X-Smash, this now has to be a win if they want to find something. Obviously, the Mac 10 was expected to do the work there, and that gave Innocent and his side a good cash injection. But X-Smash now on the M4s do have that upgrade. And it's going to be about that vital start. Shocks on a shotgun. Hopefully in the A site. Backs on top, already playing fast. ILLUMINAR trying to be hopeful and adventurous. And for now, Bubble just takes a load of damage with some nades. And he's not cleared the player behind him.
What on earth is happening here? Bubble, how has this happened? The Breach gets him instead. That is just an absolute mess of a push from him. Eventually does work out the way of ILLUMINAR, and they are looking in control. The man advantage towards them as Shocks wants to get aggressive with his shotgun, but no players nearby. That he's not going to have too much impact just yet. And what that push from Bubble has done is slow down ILLUMINAR's outside push so much that Disco Doppelin is able to find 1 pick himself. And that's isolated it back into a 4-on-4 situation as more players look to aggress into him.
Well, Disco Doppelin makes it look easy. Finally, X-Smash get a kill back, but at what cost? Because Snacks can so easily get that trade kill. And X-Smash just aren't really in the best positions to really trade out yet. Somehow they have found kills, and that XM did do the damage to take out Snacks, but Reitz now has to find 2 more, and this certainly is winnable.
Indeed, it is for him. 1-on-2 situation, deploys the Molotov. Surely can hear the players advancing on him. They're both on the same side, but he just can't land the transfer. Unfortunately, Grux, by the skin of his teeth, is able to come through with the defuse. That'll put X-Smash up on 5, but ILLUMINAR's economy can certainly sustain another buy. So X-Smash not out of the woods yet.
And as stupid as it sounds, they're not going to do this, but ILLUMINAR, if they want to, they can just buy 2 or 3 AWPs going forward now. The standard buy would be the AKs with the 1 AWP. Next, we'll be able to utilize it. Bubble. Not the most ideal weapon, but again, X-Smash, if they now can start to build up this money and momentum, potentially going forward, then I don't quite want to count them out yet, but given ILLUMINAR's score and deficit that X-Smash are losing by, they've got so much more work to do, and in fact, an AWP up close to red could do something. Feats for now will be the player looking over heaven.
Indeed, waiting in the wings, he backs off eventually, but his aggression into the locker room could meet his demise at this point. Snax is just waiting around, praying that pixels are gifted his way so that he can find a kill. He anticipates the play here, can't flick in time though, second guesses the angle. Disco Doppler with a smoke out could be in trouble if Veggie shoulder peeks him, sprays around the corner. Disco Doppler is able to retreat at least, but the rest of ILLUMINAR look to make their way into his crosshairs soon. He knows that and has to play passive at this point in time, so keeps it casual for now and stays alive in the round.
Brooks watching from behind. The only ideal thing at this stage for X-Smash is they've not actually lost any players yet. That would be a curse. And Mouse might now look for something against this XM in Bubble. And Bubble, he's had a quiet game, unfortunately. For now, can't achieve too much more. So that's ILLUMINAR of the opening and doubled up with Snax finding the kill outside and already on site. Well, it's only one back from Feats' point of view, so Disco Toplin. Much more work to do, and I think the save is the best call for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to take that M4 away. Not enough of an economy, realistically, to work with on his side at all. And ILLUMINAR, they will lose Mouse, but they're definitely going to gain their 14th round at this point in time. It's just a matter of how much damage Disco Doppler can do, because his side, it's not looking hopeful for the buy for them either. Putting a stop to map point is going to be a very difficult task, and we've said it a few times now, but I think the minds of X-Smash, they have to be firmly in Dust 2 at this point.
An AK saved, but like you said, X-Smash more or less considering and looking towards Dust 2 as our decider. But don't count X-Smash out quite yet. A lot more work to do, let's be honest. If they can maybe pair up some rounds, maybe get some kills back, and maybe keep the scoreline somewhat more competitive near the end of it, then for them going into Dust 2, that could be some advantage. But given the ILLUMINAR start and how the first half played out for them, you've got to give them the hope and the momentum going forward as Doppler now plays up close to the smoke. 3 players on the other side. Are they going to expect him? No! The Disco Doppler can get an opener.
Oh, and that is actually the huge savior play. Disco Doppler's allowed to stay alive there because Veggie's found by shocks, and that should allow him to get straight back into this A-bomb site and, more importantly, stay alive for the late round situation. 3 on 4 for ILLUMINAR to come back from. Snax tagged down low outside with his AWP. And X-Smash have an opportunity here. Bubble waiting in the wings with that Mag 7 is a lethal prospect, but Mouse, if he takes ramp control, this could be a little bit messy. Instead, it's Grux who finds the kill with the Deagle, and ILLUMINAR now in a dire situation in this one.
A 2-man disadvantage, in fact, which isn't something you'd expect to save for them, and the Snack's already looking to save. I think they've already given up hope of the round, so it's so early on, but they want to keep what they've got, and X-Smash for them, it's going to be 6, but how many players actually stay alive? Snax finds 1 from the spawn of their side, but Bubble can't take advantage.
This is a 2-on-2 situation now, actually. Is it winnable? The fact that Snax has just thrown his AWP away suggests that no is the answer to that question, and when ILLUMINAR, they're taking the rifles inside. Yeah, this could be a little bit dangerous. They want to explode out onto the A site, and Grux has to stop them.
Well, in fact, Doppler down in vents can just stop Snax, ensure the bomb gets dropped, and ensure Innocence has to now fall away and keep what might be that AWP. They don't lose, and they don't really gain anything either. Couple kills for X Smash. They've got 6. ILLUMINAR, the fight for Dust 2 still is on.
Very much so. X Smash with the 6th on the board after the force buy. Stay alive with that 2-round window, and ILLUMINAR, they have to take an eco at this point in time, even though they've saved the AWP. Realistically, just not justifiable. They'll pick up a couple of upgraded pistols and head inside with them, but they should have no real look into this round. Snax has gotten an incredibly quick movement towards trophy room. If that smoke wasn't there, the pick could have been good from him, but unfortunately he's denied there.
Oh, Bubble actually got damaged on the XM, but it wasn't quite the kill, so it's not the ideal start that X Smash were really looking for. Fortunately, Bubble, he's had a bit of a quiet one, so for now, his side back out from A, and maybe look towards trophy and the ramp room of B. And there is an AK just holding up close. The man to find would be Grooks, who is alone. And just point out that X Smash are low on utility, so if they do lose a site, they're going to have to do a lot of work, and that's an ideal start as Grooks at least converts 1.
Yeah, the grenade actually misses, so the damage can't be converted. And Innocent outside, he's found a deagle kill. Man advantage now swings to ILLUMINAR, and they want to gain control of the B-bomb site. They can't find the ramp player, though, is the issue, so it gets very difficult. And Fates' rifle takes Innocent out towards outside. That is the important kill in the round. It leaves ILLUMINAR guessing, and Snax now feels like he has to be the playmaker with his AWP, gives his position away by opening the door, and with 30 seconds left on the clock, I think he just has to back away from this one.
They feel like make you call fast. Whatever ILLUMINAR do now, they've got to more or less stick with it, and the B site looks to be their option, with Grooks on this AK already fully prepared to really wipe him out, but the timing could be everything. Double doors open. And the 2 choke points now look to be compromised, but it's only damage, so maybe a chance. The bomb dropped on site with 8 seconds to go. ILLUMINAR, they've got to get it down, and Grooks just looks to stop it. And in fact, the fact he gets a bomb pop from it could have been winnable. That was close, but X Smash gets 7.
Yeah, Snax has to find the shot in that engagement. It gets very messy as soon as the bomb is dropped in the opening instance, and eventually the recovery does come through from X Smash. But all things considered, from ILLUMINAR, they get 3 kills in the bomb plant, which is decent considering they just invested into a couple of pistols and armor for that particular round. They'll get the guns in this one to try and put the final nails in the coffin, but X Smash still showing they have fight left in them. They're up on 7. They're trying to recover their own bank, but it's still on the ropes, and they don't even have the round buffer to work with. They just have to continue to win rounds, and they have to do it time and time again.
And it's still at least 7 rounds also to even tie up the scoreline. So if they get 7, that's not even guaranteed that they'll even look towards overtime at this point. And now Disco Doppler beats and plays it somewhat careful, but he hears the movement. A player heavily tagged up, now in fact taken out, and that is where Snax just had to come in to trade out. But ILLUMINAR now look towards B. Shocks, in fact, denied anything as Veggie takes him out. The B site now looks to be open for ILLUMINAR. They might have done enough work to maybe get themselves a potential 15th.
Have they done it? That is the question. Still haven't planted the bomb, and X Smash with 3 alive on the defense. If they play it perfectly, they can still deny. Grux is in towards the B bomb site. He has an M4 out, but Innocence found his head, and that makes it very difficult indeed. 2-on-4 situation. Orp and M4 creeping their way back in. Bomb yet to be planted, but Crossfire set up for the tease. Bubbles found the first onto Innocent, though, and Fate, he's peeked around. He's tagged the second player with the Orp. How has this happened? The retake is on for Bubble. All of a sudden, Snax, he's left in a 1-on-2, and I don't even think he can get close enough to the bomb. That round's been won by X Smash.
How did they achieve that? That was at least a 4-on-2 in the end of it, but Fate's just sticking it in the end means he had no issues. Bubble cleared it. 14. It's not quite 15. 8 converted. X Smash, a unthinkable comeback. It's still on the cards.
Absolutely, it is. Somehow they make it work in that last round. That retake, they pull it off. Snax on the lurk, unable to do anything in the twilight of the round, and it keeps X Smash alive. Orp now in the hands of Fates, and Shox has to drop down onto the MP5, but that might not be so much of an issue when you take a look at the buy from ILLUMINAR as well. The Molotov deters them from advancing into A, but you can tell they want to go for a contact play at this point. Shox's MP5 could still do a lot of damage.
Oh, the Deagle was trying for something. ILLUMINAR looking towards vents. They're struggling to get in. Shox can take advantage. 2 found with the MP5. But ILLUMINAR still didn't have all the players down now. I don't know how Snacks is even allowed to come off better in that scenario, but Disco Doppler might now look to strike blood. In fact, he loses that engagement. Mouse and Innocence find kills back. ILLUMINAR suddenly start to bring this back to 3-on-3, but Shox winning outside means X-Smash again have an advantage.
Yeah, that relieves the pressure for them. Snacks, if he could find that kill, it would have been the difference maker, but now he's given the play away. Mouse, he's had to come back up the ramp, and that grenade's put him down onto just 7 HP. As soon as he commits to the plant, they're going to know exactly where he is. All he can hope for is the bonus money. You can see he's petrified that a player is going to peek him from heaven. There's nowhere waiting there at the moment, but a 1-on-3 on just 7 HP doesn't look like it's going to be his day.
I mean, 2 players tagged up. He's got a chance. Grook's gone. That was one of the players at least low on health. Shox already had at least working his way up towards heaven. Well, we considered it. Shox was the player towards Secret, and now trying to work in towards A. There's a player behind him, and the other herd pushing him on site. They're going to lock him, but Mouse wins it! One more! But Fates just comes off better. X-Smash have Fates to defuse. They've got more than enough time with the kits. And they find 9, but that was so close.
No right. Mouse had absolutely no right to make that round. As close as it was, he nearly wins it as well. But again, by the skin of their teeth, X-Smash managed to stay alive. The consequence of losing so many players, though, is that their economy is going to be pretty hard done by in this particular round. ILLUMINAR, they can't get any AWPs available, but the AKs could still do enough damage here, and realistically, if they can break the bank here, they should be able to force the victory. X-Smash are still not safe here on Nuke.
Brooks up close. Oh, it could be big if ILLUMINAR look towards the trophy and towards the B site, but they want to now just group up together, play it fast, play it collectively. This might be a new approach, but trying to push through the smoke, and they don't clear the site, so that's where Bubble can certainly take advantage. One more, and Reach is the only player who's got a kill back, but Snacks chiming in. Means ILLUMINAR might now have a chance to get onto the site, and that's huge to kill Grooks up in heaven. A 3-on-2, and ILLUMINAR have an advantage on the A side.
Looking to make their way back in are X-Smash. They're deploying all the utility that they can, but realistically, there's just no route inside. Instead, they back off and shift towards heaven. And without the bomb planted, this is a viable strategy, provided they don't give their angles away. Finally hearing the plant now, but Innocence found the spray through the smoke, which leaves Disco Doppler alone in a 1-on-3 situation. Knows that as soon as he flashes, he gives his angle away, has to swing out and find a kill, but he's struggling even to get the first. Snacks found eventually. 2 players left with a crossfire against him, though, and as he tries to find Reeds, he's punished at the last possible moment. ILLUMINAR, they pick up match point. They look to take us to Dust 2, and they need just one more round victory to do so.
Well, it's taken a while, but given what X-Smash have so far achieved in the second half, I don't think it's impossible that they can necessarily get shut down too quickly now. The money, though, isn't ideal, so FAMAS and some pistols is at least what they've got to work with going forward. Max and his side all on AKs. Again, looking at a fast A plan for now. The pre-fire isn't going to achieve too much. See you on top. And in fact, 4 pistols all surround this one FAMAS.
Indeed, they will try and protect that rifle and use the automatic firepower to some kind of advantage. They have no more opportunity for failure. X-Smash fighting here on Nuke. ILLUMINAR fighting to take us to a third for their playoff spot. Both sides want to make it, and this round could be the difference maker. X-Smash trying to stay in here to win things into the Deagles would have to do it, and ILLUMINAR look to attack the A-bomb site.
Oh, Grooks might be allowed to do something still. The headshots! Two found in a third! That's insane, that third one converted. And he still wants more, and we thought X-Smash were going to be out of this one. In fact, ILLUMINAR have only got the 1 kill back so far on Innocence. No more done, but that's a great individual effort, and Disco just shuts it down also.
The Deagles, they're too powerful, Louis. They're too powerful towards Trophy Room. Grux with the triple, and Disco Doppler cleaning it up. That's 15-10. We were talking about perhaps some recovery being needed. We get to see it again now from Grux. Look at this. Beautiful headshots from him to just deny that ILLUMINAR attack. It all gets polished off there, and that's 10 rounds for X-Smash. That's the comeback. That's the motivation that they need, but perhaps with the rifles, they can try and get it done still here on Nuke. It would be a lot of work for them. 5 rounds in a row, but that pistol play, could it be the linchpin that they need to kick off the comeback?
I think the fact that X-Smash have at least reached double figures is more than what we might have expected, given the halftime scoreline. For now, though, Snacks on his side, a little bit under pressure, have minimal utility, and now we just have to play this so carefully and a bit more creatively, potentially. Innocent for now, with 2 of his teammates to his side. Snacks has already worked his way down towards B, and a split towards B looks to be the outcome.
It does. So X-Smash, they have Grux towards ramp defending, a player behind him to support also, but ILLUMINAR, they know that the pace, they get to control it. They get to dictate when and where the execute comes in. They want to target the B bomb site, and Grux eventually is going to take a more active position to try and defend here. X-Smash with 3 players towards A. They might have to rotate in pretty soon.
2 seconds. And now only 2 flashes left for ILLUMINAR. Puts a bit more pressure on him. Grux, they don't clear him. In fact, he can do so much. A second kill had to be found. Mouse takes him out, but there is at least a trade as X-Smash now keeps some advantage, but instantly cuts short bubble. That's a big one to find, as it's now a 2-on-2. ILLUMINAR will have a bomb plant. With 10 seconds left, X-Smash, they've got more than enough time to maybe retake this site with 2 kits.
They have the kits. They've got a Molotov in the hands of Disco Doppler as well, but Snacks and Mouse have the crossfire. It's all about the timing. Disco Doppler gets caught off, but Snacks is punished by Bubble. Eventually, the savior does come through at the end, though. It's a drawn-out affair, but ILLUMINAR eventually do win things out 16-10, and they take us to Dust 2. Ladies and gents, we're going straight to a break, and when we're back, we'll have the decider ready for you. back. It is map 3 and the knife round is underway. For all of you, in case you managed to miss any of the action, it's been an intense best of 3 series in this Group A decider. X-Smash winning the first map 16-9, Illuminar then taking Nuke 16-10, and now we end up on Dust 2 to see which team is going to make it to the playoffs. My name is Protalis and I'm joined again by Louis for our third and final map. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, mate. I'm hoping for, again, what could be a really exciting deciding map in this deciding playoff game, realistically. The winner of this gets themselves a spot in the quarterfinals. And ending up on Dust 2, a map which we've not seen too great things from X-Smash's point of view so far this tournament. They've got a lot of work to do to really prove themselves against Illuminar, who started off new with an easy performance, but X-Smash fought back near the end and they kept it close and they almost had a comeback streak going at the end.
Yeah, that's an important thing to mention. I feel that X-Smash, while they did look like they were almost completely out of that map at the beginning, they did start to come back into it, and towards the end it even felt like they might have been able to pull off the comeback. Eventually denied though. Now we're here on Dust 2 up against Illuminar, and just in the best of 3 prior to this, the matchup that X-Smash lost against Saw, the deciding map was Dust 2, and it was a 16-4 loss against that side. So they're hoping to be mentally recovered heading into this one against Illuminar, who just defeated them on Nuke.
Oh, Illuminar at least have the defensive start towards this. 3 stacked up towards A long. It's a Dust 2 matchup for Veggie, and for now, a nice opening found along with Reach. They find the headshots. And the USPs for now convert the early damage, but Disc of Doppelin, he's the first to at least strike back from X-Smash's point of view.
Reach though, 3! Innocent actually supports him with the kill onto Grux, but still excellent kills there from him. Big headshots in the round to secure the pistol for Illuminar on that CT side. It's not the start X-Smash will have wanted, but they're hoping for a force buy here to wrestle themselves straight back into things.
A bomb plant, but why not at least attempt the force by going forward here? I always hate it when teams do this, but you know what? X-Smash might be allowed to do something, but a slow start from their point of view. Bubble. He is to contest long. There's 3 players the other side of it. But his side just a little bit defaulted out. As Disco looks for something of the legal over towards B.
Not going to have any spam yield him any rewards in this particular round, however, as the rest of his side look to aggress over towards the A bomb site at this point in time and put pressure on that particular region of the map. Be very nice for them if they could take control of this round, wrestle those guns out of the hands of Illuminar and secure the economy, but it's Mouse who's going to be under pressure. He has someone assisting him on the defense. Reach from CT will find just 1 kill for his troubles, though. It's going to be a messy execute, but X-Smash, they want a way into B.
Yeah, Mouse. Oh, he needed really this kill towards the player in tunnels, and it was an awkward one, if anything. They're all pushing out towards B, and Mouse, in fact, doesn't really do anything in the end, but tags up a few of these players. So Illuminar on this retake aren't out of it yet. But now Bubble holds the other side of the door, and Biggie and Innocent need to get a very quick kill if they want a say in the end of this one. One on site. Up close. Bubble isn't baited out. Innocent is holding. They really want that kill. At least it's there in the end, but still a few more to find. Innocent needs to get 1 more, and it's the 2 HP also.
Ooh.
Feet's gone. He's got time. He's got a defuse kit. And Illuminar, it looks shaky, but they at least defuse and retake the B side.
Yeah, Mao's there, unable to get any kills on the defense, but it's the tags that actually allow the retake potential. It certainly wouldn't have been possible if all X-Smash players were on full HP, but Innocent on the way back in finds the first. His teammate falls, but it doesn't deter him, as we can see here. Lovely headshots finishing off with that body spray down, and that is narrowly going to allow Illuminar the second round, but they have yet another challenge to face because X-Smash have got the full guns out in this one.
Oh, that's certainly not what Shocks wanted. Innocent at least trades him out over towards mid. Roots and Vegu. In fact, the Poles now choose to play a little more aggressive, but the A site could be lost unless they get a player back quickly. And while ILLUMINAR for now just play the safe game, they give up the bomb plant. They also give up CT control. Feet can just hold this, and individually 2 lovely kills converted. I mean, ILLUMINAR on the retake, they're not even given a single chance. Grooks cleans up the last.
Excellent flank there from Fates, and a bit of an oversight from ILLUMINAR not to watch their flank. It costs them the round and subsequently their economy, as they would theoretically have to drop down to pistols. It looks like they're going for a buy though, and this flank just wins the round outright for X Smash. As soon as they get those 2 kills, it's all over. The other ILLUMINAR players are trying to retake from A short, and I mean, that's just segregated the retake effort so much that it just becomes impossible. Then you can see Fates trying for something with his AWP, but nothing rewarded in the early instances. This time, as ILLUMINAR have got to get work done with the pistols and the scout.
And I would love to say that these Deagles can certainly convert headshots. Technically they can, but about whether ILLUMINAR are given the chance by X Smash. Shocks for now, a couple of flashes support him to at least get the mid and the CT control. Smokes on the way, so the scout for now out of action, but the Deagle now has to step up. Mouse deleted as Grooks takes him out, and the B site more or less confirmed to be in X Smash's favour.
Yeah, they have that one firmly under their control now, and surely the pistols have no way of getting back into this. It doesn't matter how much easier they've made that B-bomb site to retake. Without the rifles and utility available, it is too difficult to attempt. So the save perhaps being called out. ILLUMINAR holding the angles for the exits, a key component of the round. Obviously, if they can salvage any AKs, or at least remove them from the hands of X Smash, that is the ideal situation. But it doesn't look like the T's are too keen to give away their rifles just yet. They're definitely going to get 2 rounds on the board, and ILLUMINAR, I don't think they can really risk buying up in the next round either. So saving these pistols is going to be important.
Yeah, if they got some pistols in the next round to maybe cement a bit more damage towards X Smash, then it can put X Smash under a bit of an economic pressure, but they've got a good buffer in terms of the money. They've got AWPs and AKs and a good set of money, even if they do lose or take some damage here. For ILLUMINAR, the fight will be just to maybe deny a bomb plant for X Smash.
Yeah, denying the bomb plant would be ideal if ILLUMINAR could get that done, but with just the pistols on the board, it doesn't seem likely that they'd be able to accomplish that, or at least deny any kind of site presence. Disco Doppler out long already, looking to take control over there, and X Smash with tunnels under their control here. Reitz is thinking about a nice nasty deagle shot, but no heads shown into his crosshair. So for now, X Smash continue to play it passively. They don't want to give any players away to those pistols, and ILLUMINAR hope they get lucky.
Well, they're not getting too lucky up on short for now. Vegi split up more or less from his teammates. Yeah, I'm just playing a bit of a dangerous game with this aggression up on short, and if X Smash maybe make 1 or 2 mistakes, then more or less these Deagles can fight, endure the damage for maybe a kill or 2. But now, though, Disco Doppler more or less has long. So X Smash certainly look towards this bomb plant.
That's what they'll be doing in this particular round, migrating over towards that A-bomb site. As Grux, left to defend the flank, starts to pick off these pistols in mid. The scout even will tag him down, but isn't enough to convert the kill on its own. Vegi's Deagle will have to do that as they look to recover that rifle, but Disco Doppler, he wants to put a stop to all of those plans. Snax's scout now in danger towards top mid as X Smash, they would love to hunt him down and just remove the money from the round, keep that CT economy under pressure. It's been a very long day for them, and they'd like to finish it off with a victory.
X Smash at least back on top. But for how long? Because ILLUMINAR's money now is back out. I'll have the M4s and the weapons, but utility will be a little bit low. Brooks just about made it look simple in middle with these nice pick-up frags.
Yeah, gets a lot of work done in that particular one, and at least making himself look pretty swish with the rifle. ILLUMINAR They have the guns on the board now. Snacks with his AWP to hand. Limited utility yet again for the CT side, though, and nobody contesting mid control either. Could be a bit of a mistake because X-Smash are already sending players out towards that part of the map. The smokes will cover it enough for ILLUMINAR for now, and Snacks rotating in eventually to cover the angle. It is the right call, but now short pressure is going to be applied by this T side, and they don't have anybody actively holding the angle.
No, the scout really, if it gets some damage at least, or sorry, an AWP on Snacks even, if it gets the opportunity, it could be Fates' early death, but for now, neither player's actually being given the opportunity, and who is going to peak first? I feel like Fates will have it, and X-Smash are really gambling on maybe getting something from mid. This opening kill is going to be what they heavily want. 2 players are there, but they just lose the time, and Snacks can't convert it. And for now, a sigh of relief, really, from ILLUMINAR's point of view. No one dead, but the smokes are here, and there's Fate towards B. In fact, will actually be a setup for what's going to be an A play.
Many X-Smash players about to encroach on this A-bomb site. Veggie on the long corner has to be the opening man to defend, though his teammates on the angle for the refrag. Reitz has found one, the flash to try and buy himself some breathing room, but it doesn't go off quickly enough, and the site soon falls under the control of X-Smash. Snacks' AWP can't ring the shots out, and now you have to ask yourself, when do you call the save? Molotov's deployed. Surely it's too difficult for ILLUMINAR, and already you can see Snacks and Innocent backing off. Mouse will go and join him, and X-Smash, they wait out all of that CT utility. They do it absolutely perfectly, and it results in virtually a free A bomb site after they can eliminate those long players. They put 4 on the board and continue to apply the pressure to ILLUMINAR.
Bubble might get a little bit greedy and look towards 1 kill. Well, at least that's what he hopes for. X-Smash up to 4. At least this time they've kept it a bit more competitive. They've kept it a bit closer in terms of the score when you compare it to how Nuke played out, especially in the first half. Innocence gets 1 more, but Brook strikes him to his death. 1-on-1 trade as held around ends, but X-Smash's money, as I said, it's still there, so they still can get a decent buyout going forward, but ILLUMINAR can't fully commit, so some pistols might be how the M4 and the AWP get supported by.
Yeah, the T-side economy looking absolutely beautiful at the moment. They can really deal some damage to ILLUMINAR. If they position themselves correctly, they have all of the tools necessary to get the job done. It's just about tactics and execution. Disco Doppler going quickly out long, won't be caught immediately by Snacks' AWP, but they should be aware that there could be someone waiting in the wings. He'll eat the grenade, but it's Fates to find the first before Snacks is able to react. 1-for-1 trades on either side as Grux now takes control of the B-bomb site, and ILLUMINAR already have to save off of the back of that 1 kill. B-bomb site is given away, and all 3 CT players just have to save those rifles. X-Smash are going to put another round on the board.
X-Smash might even get some more damage done at the end. Mouse comes off better against Bubble. That wasn't the ideal end to it, but might be another AK if Mouse wants it. X-Smash for now. Continues to hunt and continues to push really for these kills, and as we said, their money can certainly afford and allow for it. Beats for now needs to be careful because they're in the doors. They could cause an impact. Now spotting out Mouse is one thing, but very up close could be another. Smash.
You're absolutely right there. Yeah, they're trying to clearly bait him in. Fakey is stuck in that corner with the AK. They want to bait the AWPer in, right? They want him in the close range fight to take him out, but thankfully for Fates, he's smart enough not to fall for that one. And now we're going to see double AWPs come out for the CT side of ILLUMINAR. Not a bad time to bring them out, but perhaps a little bit too early in the half, in a position where their economy could still be wrecked if they lose them.
Oh, Mouse. I thought he got the kill there, but in fact, Bubble only takes a bit of damage. Fates, on the other side of things, still can't get anything done either. So ILLUMINAR are almost lucky to be in this strong scenario, but you can't help but think they should be at least a kill ahead. Reggie with the nade back towards blue. It's not enough to kill off Doppler in the smoke.
There's so much utility being deployed towards long right now, and X Smash, they just can't get control of the region. They're going to keep attempting it by the looks of things, but still smoked off. Disco Doppelin still alive and kicking, but it's Snax who finds the opening kill. Reitz has the opportunity to get more, and they don't expect Veggie on the close angle. He'll pick up 2 for himself. Snax's AWP rings out for a second, and Fates just has to back away with the AWP. Illuminar, they've been given their 3rd round at long last, and X Smash will be sent reeling for the next buy.
In fact, Innocence is already pushing towards T-Spawn. He wants his AWP to really be taken out of bounds and taken out of X Smash's hands. Don't know, though, if Innocent will get the chance. Of course, there's no bomb either. 25 seconds. Beats does even get onto the A site. There could be a slim opportunity and gap of hope, but puts the AWP out. In fact, backs away. Might as well just save this man.
Yeah, it has to be the right call there. He can't land the shot, unfortunately, and Innocent will take him out in the late stages. Smash, or X Smash even, not allowed to save anything whatsoever forward into those rounds, but they've got plenty of money available and some timeouts to work with. Arguably very important to be using those timeouts at this point in the game. They got stomped 16-4 earlier on Dust 2. It's been such a long day of CS, and just imagine how tilted you would be if you threw it away in this last map, Louis. Having the timeouts to reset the momentum, absolutely vital.
Yeah, and X Smash, given their performance and their showing over on Mirage, it's just a stark difference and a dull comparison, really, to see that they're not looking as convincing. Illuminar, we've said they've had a long day. They now have 2 AWPs, and they really want to fight on and try and come back and get the win now. Of course, the winner, they're through to the quarterfinals and the playoffs. Loser, that's them out of the cup. Beats for now just looks in towards mid. Nothing yet with the smoke in the way. And for now, what could be a fast B play just transitions into a contact one towards the lower tunnels.
Deterred by the utility from Illuminar towards that B site, the grenades keep X Smash at bay. And on the T side, X Smash have preferred this passive play style. They don't like charging in unnecessarily, rushing the angles without caution. They like taking their time, drawing out these CTs and trying to win gunfights with the utility advantage. This round appears to be no different from them. They continue to tick that clock down, and finding an answer to the double AWP question is going to be a serious problem for X Smash to resolve. They don't know whether they're going to expect the 2 snipers to be up, and we don't know if they have an answer for them on the board. Reitz getting pushed now towards CT, deploys the flash to try and defend himself, but hemmed in the corner. He's actually able to find the headshot. That's very messy for X Smash, and now they have to open into B, but it's all going wrong for them.
I thought that was a team kill in there, but it was Innocence finding the blood to convert the kill before his death. Grooks needed that really to ensure that this bomb plant would be even safe, but that Molotov will instead do the job temporarily. Up close. Oh, Disco deleted. Grooks removed. And X Smash denied a 6th as Illuminar fight back. Do find 4. That's illegal.
The double AWP stay alive too. That's the important thing, right? It's just so expensive on that CT side economy. They have to stay up. They're able to do so with 4 left alive, and now it looks like they might actually be able to do some damage to that T side economy.
Yeah, because if X Smash lose this economically, a couple of them might feel the pressure going into the next round, and not as if there's either a loss bonus for either side to really build upon. Been certainly a back and forth recent period of plays. An awkward one towards long leaves Veggie and Grooks fighting for kills back, in Grooks a winner as X Smash do win the choke point towards A long. Look at the gap in the smoke. Snax could certainly take advantage of it if there is something there, and there was something. He's nothing, but what a shot back from Grooks.
How on earth has he pulled that one off? 3 headshots so far in the round. We talked about the entrying being important for X Smash, and Grooks seems to have taken that on his own shoulders. Mouse is with the second AWP, doesn't know where to look. There's a player on short, but he's missed the opening shot, and he's been punished for it. Innocent 74A1S can't do anything else in the round, and as quickly as they win Illuminar fall by the wayside. They still have the cash to invest, thankfully, but it's X-Smash who are on 6 right now. Removing those double orbs is a hefty economic blow to deal.
Illuminar. I mean, Veggie could have dropped a second AWP over if they wanted to, but they obviously now choose to work with this singular AWP setup. Snacks utilizes it. Brooks might be flashed in towards on with his ult. In fact, the flashes connect, but nothing found with the scoped weapon. Resmoke and re-encounter, but the Molotov is just burning even more damage than what Brooks expected. The smoke just didn't do its job.
No, it didn't put out the Molotov all the way at all, and he burns down to 28 as a result. A mistake for him in the round. And that's really going to soften him up if he tries to entry with this AWP. He's just going to be a couple of rifle bullets from death here, and with 4 rifles up and kicking for the CT side, it could get very dire indeed for X-Smash. They're all stacked up towards A short at the moment. They're going to push in all at the same time. That's got to be the call to rotating to the A side, but Snacks has missed a shot, and that could be a critical blunder.
Well, the A site looks to become compromised. The Molotov there, but Innocent for now won't get checked, but he does as soon as I say that, because a flash converts, and Bubble now looks for a second, tapping away. Veggie now deleted and removed, and Mouse, I'd love to see him win this, but with 4 players and a couple of them pushing him, X-Smash is confident. That's certainly building up.
Yeah. He's not even able to convert the opening kill, unfortunately. 7 go the way of X-Smash as they start to take control here on Dust 2. They are on that easier T side, of course, and with Illuminar's money still alive and kicking, they are going to invest into this one to keep it competitive, but eventually that CT economy is going to break, and losing this round could be the thing to finally do it. X-Smash, if they can get a strong start to the T side, they'd love to be able to close it out on Dust 2 here and have the opportunity to rematch against Store in the playoffs.
Taps from Bubble, in fact, from mid, but nothing yet to be found. Maggie up on short also could be aggressive. And Illuminar, it's been occasional when they do this up. They do really mix up their plays and their strats defensively. For now, though, Grooks is going to be possibly the likely saviour if he gets the timing. And in fact, 2 players have pushed. He's not. Is he aware? He
just spotted the top of Veggie's head. I'm 100% sure he saw that. I don't know if he's cognizant of the second player being so far up, though. Reitz might be able to capitalize on this, but he misses the spray down. That is a huge blunder. How on earth is he still shifting away? Grux, what are you doing? You know there's someone hunting you down. He's still alive somehow. Bubbles converted a kill elsewhere towards A. That's given the site away for free to X-Smash and Illuminar. They've got a choice to make. Are you going to save the rifles or gamble on the retake?
Illuminar, from a score point of view, they need to go for this, but it's such a tough ask that saving might be a viable option, and Reitz just about takes down Grooks, but not without a hefty bit of damage going in that direction. 4 on 3. An AK recovered is all that Illuminar get out of this one, but with it a loss. X-Smash now get a 4-round advantage. And on the T side, they've certainly had a better scenario and a better display compared to what we saw from them on Nuke.
Yeah, it's 100 times better than what we saw on Nuke for sure. Specifically, their T side, X-Smash just looking much, much more comfortable here on the Dust 2 side of things. And Illuminar, because they keep the 3 rifles up, they can justify going for a buy round in this, but calling for a pause is definitely the right call. You're in round 13. If they go for the gamble buy here and lose out, then the next 2 are going to be difficult. Even if they don't invest in the next one, their buy in round 15 could still be a little bit messy. And with time running out in this series, you're going to want to take as much as you can to stop and think through your strategies, because it's been a long day for everyone, especially these players, and it's come right down to the wire here on Dust 2. You've got the timeouts available. Use them to make sure you can try and make today's plays worth it.
Yeah, this is what it all comes down to. Online CS at the moment obviously is all of these online events. And players, they might have to be working harder more than ever just to try and find wins and tournament placings. This would be a great time just to try and close out at least today's worthy performances. For now, though, it's Disco with a quick play, in fact, towards him with the TT smoke not delivered, but that doesn't matter because he can still find Reets and X Smash so quickly, get an opening towards middle.
They have found it in their favor once again, X Smash, and they look to capitalize on to the A bomb site. Grux has been leading the way in terms of kills, entering like a madman here on Dust 2 and looking to continue those efforts in this round. Mouse, his counterpart, only has 1 kill at this point in time over towards the A bomb site. He's been having a real sickener here on Dust 2 and is the only man to defend, but ILLUMINAR, they've got tunnels control. They could put a stop to it if they go quickly enough, but Mouse, he has to stay alive and defend.
Mouse more left, has to wait for support, but the flashes are good. Mouse's spray is perfect for at least 3 of them. Disco Doppler trades out, but it snacks instantly with the reply. And for Bubble, an awful lot of work, but that's made it a little bit easier. 1 player found, 2 more on the side.
Spots 1 up there, but Snacks has the high ground and is able to finish the fight. ILLUMINAR pick up 5 as we head into the penultimate round of the half, and that execute really shut down by Mouse. The perfect flashbang there from Veggie just blinds absolutely everybody on their way out of the smoke. ILLUMINAR pick up the round really off the back of that perfectly timed flash there, and X Smash, they still have the guns on the board. Economically speaking, they should be able to buy up into the next one regardless of whether or not they win this. So it's all on ILLUMINAR to fight for these last few rounds.
And ILLUMINAR, if they can get 8-7, that would be insane. For now, though, they have to settle for a trade kill towards Long Reets. Was looking for more damage, and 4 HP on Disco Doppler. You know, he's so happy and so lucky to be alive. As now the Smash Boys now group up and look towards what could be a play up towards short and aim. Innocent for now looks towards C team.
4-on-4 scenario in this particular round. CT economy or utility even whittled away to just 2 smokes and a flashbang, and X Smash. They want to re-roll the dice and try this short execute once again. Snacks has gone all the way out long, though. He has so much information. And Innocent, he could find Disco Doppler if he's not careful. Narrowly allows that AWP to make its way onto short, and Snacks could be the man to shut everything down. Once again, it's all on timing at the A side.
From behind as well, he could certainly cause an impact. And again, they're just allowed the kills on site. Snacks with a lovely one through the smoke also, along with Reets, who got the other 2 over on the A site. It was clean, and it's ILLUMINAR who are fighting back to really look to cement 8-7 at halftime. It would be a similar scenario to how Mirage panned out. X Smash, it's been a struggle. They'll at least have the half in their favor.
Keeping it as close as humanly possible is what ILLUMINAR like to do in these opening halves, and they'll be trying to tie it up or at least achieve as close to that as they can in this particular one as well. Last round of the half. X Smash again trying to take early map control on Bubble. He's the first to find Veggie. Snacks with a quick reply, though. Effective from ILLUMINAR in this, keeping it straight in the 4-on-4 situation and affording no advantage to their opponents. It looks like X Smash, they want to try this short execute again, but considering it's failed the last 2 attempts they've given it, nothing suggests it'll work any better than this time, unless they're able to successfully take A-long control.
Yeah, at this point, A-long control is going to be so vital to how the round could pan out, but Snacks just has to fall away from the doors angle at possibly an awkward time because Reets now has to commit, and unless he gets a kill, really X Smash could certainly take advantage. A double peek, but for Reets, it's at least a trade kill and a 1-on-1. Snacks the AWP now has to hold towards Cast. So many angles and so tough to really do anything. In fact, Disco comes off better. And for ILLUMINAR and man disadvantage now have to retake the A site at the close of this half.
They've got to do it. Mouse and Innocent on the rifle as both of them aggressing from short, and a crossfire set up to deny them. Shox is the first man on contact. They're going to peek into him eventually. The first frag has been found by Innocent, and Shox has replied, though. That leaves you in the 1-on-2 situation. Innocent looking for anything. They're peeking from both sides, though, and he can't get it done. He finds Disco, but is found in reply. X-Smash, they will take the advantage. A 9-6 half for them on the T side of Dust 2, and Illuminar, the pistol round, feeling vital for their comeback efforts here when they switch on to the T side.
I mean, Reeds and Innocent, they've tried to do what they can looking at the scoreboard as we switch over to the second half. 12 and 11 kills between them. Grooks, he has been outstanding at times for the X-Smash point of view. But you can't help but think maybe if Mouse did a little bit more when he had the opportunities, there could be a different Illuminar side really pushing forward now.
Yeah.
Pistol's going to be big.
The pistol will be absolutely huge, and Grux has just been saving this map completely for X-Smash. 16 kills for him, completely leading the way for his side, backed up by Disco Doppler, who's the only other player on double digits. It's a slightly more balanced affair in terms of the scorecard on Illuminar, but realistically speaking, Grux is the difference maker, and his impact is what has granted those 3 rounds to X-Smash's way. Now, they look to extend that lead with the CT pistol victory. They want to defend this B-bomb site. They're going to be rushed very quickly. Innocent, the first man in, finds Doppler, and Shox on the defense with his USP. Will get 1 blind at least, but is eventually taken out, and Illuminar now have B control.
All right, Smash, do they actually go for the retake, or do they just look for exits? They kind of have to. But from Illuminar's point of view, they've certainly done the hard task of getting this bomb plant and getting at least stage 1 of this retake and comeback completed. Now, though, last bits of utility fly out for now, though. Innocent blinded, and 2 towards door. They could line up for Innocent, so they just line up perfectly. Combined with Snacks, they find the kills. They keep 4 alive, and they get to round 7 in the bags as X-Smash now look towards what could be an eco.
Has the comeback begun for Illuminar? They have the guns available in this second round for their own usage, and the pistol play just beautiful. Innocent finding the opening headshots on the way in, eventually getting Shox on the follow-up as well. I think it's Veggie who gets that done, but the follow-up pistol play here, just beautiful. Tapping those heads and gifting things the way of Illuminar in the pistol. It's been an all-out rush for X-Smash in this particular one, and they deal a little bit of damage onto Reets only. It's the Mac-10 that really cleans things up for Snacks, puts his bank in a healthy spot, which is very nice for this T-side AWPer.
Individually up to 14 kills as well. X-Smash didn't really have a chance, and even I'm surprised the AK goes down there if anything, but the Mac-10 doing what it needed to. Yours, Illuminar can fight this back even closer and further. Now just a 1-round gap between these 2 sides. As now the AWP comes out, the AKs come out, and the M4s are left with pretty minimal utility as they now have to fight off what could be a fast long play.
Yeah, they have to back straight away. They can hear Veggie's footsteps, and they have to assume that means it's going to be multiple Illuminar players facing, and with no utility, as you mentioned, they can't actively face those gunfights. Now, what that is going to do, interestingly, is draw yet another player towards the A-bomb site and really sell this fake at the moment. There's 3 players from Illuminar just waiting to explode onto B at any given opportunity. And if they can just find 1 frag on this A site, I assume they'll hit B immediately afterwards.
Well, the kill needs to be found. It's a trade, if anything. Disco and CT, well, now looks towards the last player in Innocence, and, well, it's a trade-off. If anything, Innocent, in fact, the player over towards B. Disco. I think Kim and Feet's now just fall back and save, but going for this, I wouldn't be surprised if they try it.
Whoa, they found the first 2 kills. That's impressive as anything. Mao's now left alone in the 1 versus 2 position given away, but they still have to wait for the second CT to actually arrive here. So he's going to change his angle and find the opening headshot as well. Disco Doppler with the grenade out. It's Fates instead, rather, but it doesn't matter. The triple kill for him works out in the end. They are going to be able to get this defuse in at the twilight of the round, and it's X-Smash who'll put themselves on double digits first.
Yeah, the mixed European squad have the advantage. 2-round buffer isn't ideal, but economically speaking, they might be forced under the pressure if Illuminar do force this out, and AK instantly An AWP would be without armor if ILLUMINAR commits to it, which isn't what Fates has over on C Team. He has an AWP with armor, but lacking utility. And you can see that because X Smash have little utility, they've had to drop down to the occasional FAMAS and UMP.
It's going to be the contact long play in this particular round as well. Fates' AWP doesn't find anything, but Shox' UMP does the early damage and deters ILLUMINAR. They refocus up towards short. Now the AK's here looking for damage, but can't convert onto Fates. Disco Doppler re-peeking with the FAMAS. Not able to find any sprays of his own. It's eventually Grux who has to get things done there onto Snacks. Reed's able to refrag onto one of his own, and this round gets very messy for X Smash. A-side control still not gifted to ILLUMINAR. Utility down, but Fates' flash just prevents him from finding any AWP shots. That should allow the bomb to be planted and trigger the retake from X Smash.
Well, Fates wasn't too far off if that last shot hit. ILLUMINAR have to play this safe, and really they can feel the pressure. Their after plant scenarios aren't the safest. Mouse in such an awkward scenario, and his teammate Innocent has fallen. The lineup could have been there, but it's all down to Reed hiding on shorts, and he can't get anything. He had to find 4 of them. Brooks finds the conversion kill. Next Smash make that one look a little bit easier as they keep 4 and march on to 11.
This is where ILLUMINAR really start to sweat their money, not in the ideal position. X Smash starting to put round after round on the board and closing down that dreaming 16 score line. They want to get there to close out this series, and ILLUMINAR, they want to do everything they can to deny it. So much so that they're going to go for the hard eco in this round, give themselves all the money possible, but also give their opponents a virtually free 12th round.
You know, if ILLUMINAR get a couple of kills with the pistols, then it wouldn't be necessarily a round wasted and made void, more or less. X Smash at this point now look to avoid a potential bomb plant. The utility includes smokes and flashes between Vegi and Innocent. And they were trying to commit forward, but the smokes now a little bit late. A commitment for it anyway. And the CT smoke certainly puts Fates under a lot more pressure. The York needs to find something. For now, he just has to back away.
Yeah, site control giving away the bomb. In a fairly good position to go down, actually, unless some active denial can come through. It won't. Grux will find 1 kill, but not on the planter. So bonus cash given to ILLUMINAR. Objective complete, and it's all about the bonus here. Disco Doppler gets 2 for himself, and Reitz can't find any more. Just the 1 gun taken away, and the bomb plant through for ILLUMINAR. But X Smash, they need just 4 more rounds to close out this series, and if they can win the next gun round, they'll be in a great position to do so.
And that'll be ILLUMINAR maybe fighting and falling themselves ever so slightly out of this cup and tournament. X Smash, they've looked a lot more stronger on Dust 2. The CT half, it's felt a little bit cleaner, a little bit more clinical compared to Nuke. And X Smash mentally, they've obviously given themselves that reset. They're now looking a lot stronger. Like you said, this gun round now needs to be big. It needs to be X Smashers. And for ILLUMINAR, they also need this if they want to avoid a wipeout in the second half.
Absolutely, they do. They have to push through this round. Mouse through the smoke, gets 1, but Doppler trades him out and isn't punished by the flames. Fates finds 1 with the AWP, and no one else dares re-peek him. It's the 4-on-3 man advantage favoring the CT side as ILLUMINAR, they're left scrambling. How can they try and recover? Snacks is going to take his AWP up A short, but Disco Doppler could punish him here if he reveals his head.
Needs to be careful. Snacks and Disco, neither player spotting each other quite yet. And it's such an awkward angle, but it's perhaps that like that, which really could have been something. But in fact, the Molotov just sent in to maybe slow down this push. Shocked, also forced to play safe. As X Smash now more or less prepare themselves to retake this A site 4-on-3. And as the bomb numbers get ticked in, Disco whiffs a spray, but at least gets a kill back a second. It's converted onto Innocent.
That's the important one. The flank comes through from Bubble in the end there. Disco Doppler doesn't have to reveal himself, and they will pick up 13. They put it on the board, and they take control of the momentum. It's theirs to win now as they struggle to find the bomb. at the end of that particular round. The defuse eventually comes through. They put themselves on 13, and ILLUMINAR, they can wrestle another full buy together. They might have to try and deny this momentum from X Smash at the moment, but really Disco Doppelin, he recovers it with that spray. It could have gone so wrong if Snacks kills him there.
Yeah, Disco did well in the end to at least save himself and effectively save his team from avoiding a 9th round lost. ILLUMINAR's second half not going to plan, and unless they win now of these AKs against what's a heavy M4 buyout, and I don't know what else can be found for the poles, but that's at least something, an entry from Mouse. It's converted towards long, as Veggie and his opposing teammates will just play safe.
4 defenders left alive, and 3 of them holding the A bomb site. At this point, it's the right call, and take a look at Bubble. He's gotten very aggressive, pushing on his own on the long flank all the way around. Shocks finds Snacks as well to bring it back into the 4-on-4, and the longer they can delay ILLUMINAR, the more effective this flank is going to be. Disco Doppler charges through the smoke, finds one and some heavy damage onto the second, but it's Fate who converts the follow-up. Knows he's being pushed, but can't convert the flick. It's going to be the 2-on-2 late round situation. ILLUMINAR still to plant the bomb.
Oh my, that's huge that Bubble gets that kill. Just the timing, the aggression was huge, and Mouse, in fact, is allowed to trade out. So 17 HP against 75 HP, and that was a bait. In fact, Mouse doesn't fake or commit towards it, and look at this. Bubble certainly has a better chance, and look at the angle. I don't even know if you expect this as Bubble.
Bubble is playing this like an absolute dream. Mouse is actually trying to back his own way out over towards the B-bomb side. But look at this. Bubble might push CT at the exact point that Mouse comes round from A short. He's just going to clear the angle with the rifle, and that could be hugely detrimental. He doesn't know what angle to peek from. He knows he has to commit to the bomb, and Bubble, he has missed his window for aggression. Perhaps he looks to hunt now. He knows that Mouse is under that time pressure. He has to get the bomb down, and it will be planted. But the M4, it creeps, it lies in wait, it hunts Mouse on the high ground. It's all a guessing game. Who is going to peek who first? Bubble expecting the counter aggression to come through, but Mouse, he's just going to sit on this bomb. Scope reveals the position. The rifle now can hunt its target. Opening shot missed, and the headshot comes through. X Smash, the flank from Bubble, saves the round and gives them 40.
It was an awkward encounter, but it's one that X Smash will certainly take to help themselves maybe march on to what could be a 2-1 scoreline now. ILLUMINAR, a 6-round fallback at this point. They've got so much more work to do if they want to stay in this, and from an economic standpoint, they can at least force up. But from this point going forward, if they don't get the next round, for me, they could be out of this. And credit, because X Smash in some of these maps so far, they've struggled, and finally Dust 2 seems to be a relieving point for them.
Yeah, after they were so convincingly demolished on it early as well, it must feel good to be able to look stronger at the moment. They have to hold true in the defense still, though, and ILLUMINAR, they have to find some kind of solution here. They have no more opportunities to mess around with. It's time for them to find success on the T side if they're ever going to do it. They look to make moves towards mid, deploying utility, but more importantly, remaining passive so that they don't lose any players.
I think that's nice and good from X Smash's point of view at this point. They're being quite comfortable, quite relaxed, and I guess you could say if they're being defensive, they're more or less being respectful of ILLUMINAR in case they do maybe try and aggress or just hold for what could be some aggression. But for now, though, Smokes trade out towards B. Mid control could be lost. Bubble needs to be huge here, and Shocks, in fact, does convert the damage, and that could have been 2 if he found a second.
Bubble's position hasn't been peaked as well, but he gives it away. He misses the spray down, and ILLUMINAR now, they found a way into the site. Innocent on the mid angle will get one for himself. Even follows up onto Disco before Bubble eventually cleans him up. 2-on-1 situation as Mouse finds the counter frag, and ILLUMINAR, they're still alive in this map. Grux, he was so good for X Smash on the T side. Can he find the retake now towards B? He's got the HE to work with, but hasn't dropped it in the right angle, and has to play the guessing game with the angles now. That is the real sickener. Veggie finds the back of his head. ILLUMINAR will get 9, and for now, they remain in the game.
Taking a while for them to get to this 9th round, but that means there could be something more in this from a economic standpoint. Smash aren't in a perfect world. Grooks feel like Bubble should drop him, because he's the only player really lacking a weapon in what's going to be round number 24. Again, so many of these maps more or less going the distance. These haven't been one-sided affairs at all. They've ended up being quite close. We said how Nuke started off one-sided towards ILLUMINAR. Smash did pull it back. Now ILLUMINAR look to really get a taste of that medicine and try themselves for a late little comeback.
Yeah, well, Smash, they called the timeout. They know they have to, because you do not want to allow your opponents back in at this stage of the game. That is for sure. Could you imagine if Smash had done all this work, gone up 14-9, and then allowed ILLUMINAR to do something silly, even like force overtime? It would just be a real sickener. They send Bubble out aggressive at the start of this one, and he finds a kill. Flash to try and trade him out as well. The supporting player is here for the CTs, but he gets demolished. Maus able to find both. Grux just about puts the brakes on it, brings it back into the 3-on-3, but that is super impressive to be able to find the AWPer there from Maus.
3-on-3 scenario. Smash now have to be a little more careful about their next approach, and that's why Snacks was just being aware of behind. Okay, someone was aggressive in clearing the B angles, but it now has to be this A-hold, which steps off from Smash's point of view. Brooks for now. Just Jiggle peeking the angle. There was some Molotov missed, so has info on at least one player.
In the 3-on-3, ILLUMINAR eventually have to advance. Grux, the hero of the T side, now tasked with defending the A site. Shocks in the smoke, playing like a ninja, just using it to his advantage, waiting for his time to strike. And Grux even, he's playing around them himself. He'll find one kill, but the flank from Shocks is good enough. It puts them both to the grave. Snacks and Veggie denied, and Smash just 1 away from closing out the series.
Series point confirmed, more or less. Smash now need one of the next 6 to at least close out in regulation time. And ILLUMINAR, that is a big comeback. They've got lots of work to do, but 1 round at a time, it's not impossible. But now, though, they go up against a full M4 purchase. And I think the good thing for Smash also is they're not against an AWP, so Bubble can be a little bit safer and peeking the mid-angle with doors. But now, though, Snacks chooses to play it quicker, alone. Winning, in fact, that initial encounter with Grooks. That's a big one.
That's a very big one.
The advantage.
He's able to find that opening kill. Very quick, very impressive in the opening of this round, but there are 4 more CTs to find to even start this comeback effort for the Polish side. Smash, you can see they're thinking about a gamble already. They want to stack towards the B site. It would be the wrong tactical call here, as ILLUMINAR look to make their way onto A, and you can see Smash, they want the mid aggression. If they can find Innocent there, that would be the bomb drop. That would be beautiful. There it goes. Time purchased in this round, and with 3 players holding the door, it could be beautiful. Disco Doplin's found yet another before Bubble goes down, but that's the 3-on-3 found already. They can do yet more damage as Snacks on such low HP peaks top mid and gives the man advantage away.
Yeah, Reed's also low on HP means this is a vulnerable scenario from ILLUMINAR's point of view, and it's not how maybe they want to end us 2 quite yet. So a bomb plant, that's confirmed. That should be likely as Reeds gets it down safely. Now though, an M4 pickup is what Veggie now works with. 1 short, 1 on long, and Fates has already found the first, and it's awkward. Oh, in fact, Veggie can maybe still have a shot in this, but Shocks and the double peak says no. Smash, they come off winners. 16-9 on Dust. Despite a close encounter, that's them through to the playoffs.
Indeed it is. It went the distance to all 3 maps, and despite looking strong and keeping it